just.
Okay.
All right. Hello. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? I'm gonna do one more quick thing. I gotta make sure that the audio is
Okay.
good. Hello. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, audio sounds okay. It's doable. Anyways, how's it going, everybody? How you doing on this beautiful? What day is it today? Saturday evening. I've already lost track of time, so I apologize for that. But yeah, today we are here with another interview. And of course, we already have $5 from Primal World, of course. How's it going, Primal World? Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. Welcome back to the live stream, guys. I'm here, as always, with my co-host Julian. How's it going, Julian?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah,
It's been a long time no see.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry that we've been really putting a lot of time between
Oh,
these
I
live
know,
streams.
I
Yeah.
know. It's been at least 24 hours. Crazy,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But today we have a special guest. We have filmmaker Brad Twigg with us today, here to talk about his newest upcoming dinosaur film, T-Rexorcist, which I'm really excited about. How's it going, Brad?
It's going good.
Oh,
Thanks for having me.
yeah, of course. So, just for the people who might not be informed, do you just want to quickly, I guess, introduce yourself, kind of give an overview of your filmography, what you do? You know, it could be a short rundown, doesn't have to be anything too long. You want to go through that real quick?
Sure. I'm Brad Twigg. I'm an independent filmmaker
Go through that real quick.
based out of West Virginia, and been making feature films since 2013. And just some of my titles that you might have heard or seen: Crackoon and Shriek Show, Killer Campout. There's worked on a bunch of stuff.
I think Shriek Show is the first time you and I talked because I think there was an actor that I was spotlighting in Shriek Show, the main bad guy in that one. So I was doing like an actor
Chris
article.
O'Brien.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how I got in contact with you and someone else. I forgot, but yeah, no, I remember that one. And I still haven't seen Crackoon yet, but I do know a couple of the actors and actresses that are in it.
Yeah, it's a wild one. That's for sure.
It sounds fun.
I appreciate you using practical effects, so I am definitely going to check it
Oh,
out whenever I get the
all
chance.
about practical effects.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, that's kind of the thing I'm excited for with T-Rexorcist is when I saw the trailer, I was like, they're doing stop motion, and I was really excited because immediately I recognized, I'm like, that's a model made by Brett Piper. Like, that's fucking awesome. Because I've seen his stuff from the Polonia films, and it's like you can tell the designs are very close, and I really like that. So the model looks really cool. I can't wait to see more of it in the film.
Yeah, he did great work. He really pulled out all the stops and did some really cool stuff. And I grew up watching like the Ray Harryhausen movies and like loved all like the stop motion stuff he did, and like David Allen with the stuff he did for like Full Moon and Empire.
Mm-hmm.
I've just always loved stop motion effects in movies. And when we were going to make this movie, we decided to make it. I was like, we've got to have stop motion dinosaur effects because I didn't want to go with CGI like most movies. I wanted it to have that old school look and feel to it. So yeah, he did some really cool stuff, and I've watched Brett's movies since I was a kid. So it's really cool to be working with him because I grew up watching a lot of the stuff he worked on, and it's just cool to see him making stuff for a movie I worked on now. So that's
Yeah.
been cool.
No, absolutely. I've only really talked to him. Like, I've done like little messages here and there with him just to kind of confirm information for video projects. So I didn't. That's kind of something that, like, he would definitely be somebody I would love to interview one day, just because his stuff is really good, and not just the dinosaur stuff. He's done other really cool stuff too outside of dinosaurs. So, but yeah, I mean,
I'm sure he'd have a lot to talk about.
what's that?
I said I'm sure he would have a lot to talk about
Oh
because
yeah,
so
definitely.
so many movies he's worked on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what? Okay, so I think this is the most obvious question that I have to kind of kick us off here, because really this is Julian's question, but I'm going to steal it here. I'm curious. because you had this upcoming dinosaur film. It's a supernatural dinosaur film. How does one come up with the concept of T-Rexorcist? Like a supernatural ghost dinosaur concept. Where did that concept come from?
So it's been in the works for quite a while. It's the script was written a few years ago, and I was just kind of thinking a play on words that would kind of have a cool sound to it for a movie. And I've always wanted to do a dinosaur movie, so I was like, what kind of schlocky B movie type scenario could I come up with for a dinosaur movie? And I thought, T-Rexorcist, it just sounded cool. And then I was working with Todd Martin as a writer I've worked with over the years, and we just I came up with the idea and had him kind of do like he wrote the script, and then we kind of put it on the shelf because money and budget, it was a lot to pull off. And then finally I was like, I really want to make this, so we decided, hey, that's going to be the next project. And then I had John Kilo, another writer I work with. He kind of went through and rewrote the script, keeping the same basic story and everything. And he came up with a whole new script, and we were like, we're going to try to do this. And of course, we barely raised any money for it, so we didn't have even remotely close to what we needed to make it, but we still pressed forward and just did the best we could with what we had. And something we've been putting a lot of time into it, so I think that helps when you either have to have money or time to do one of these. And definitely didn't have money, so we've just been taking our time and trying to make everything look as good as possible. So I'm hoping people really dig it, and it kind of transports you back in time to the old school monster movies that they were just so different that they just don't make movies like they used to. And I mean, my mind's not going to be big, exactly like that, but I hope it kind of reminds people of the glory days of monster movies.
Right. Yeah.
It also helps that there's like an audience for this now. Like there's a solid audience for the more lower budgeted B movies that has grown over the years. It's not like back in the day where it was just people that went to Hollywood Video or Blockbuster renting things off the shelf because they're bored on a Friday night. There's actually like a dedicated people that follow the lower budgeted B movie directors and stuff.
Yeah, so now I'm bored on a Saturday night, and I'll watch a movie when I'm, when I'm like, I'll sink back a couple of cold ones and just enjoy.
It's no longer
really
like I'm just gonna go.
Movie.
It's like it's no longer I'm just gonna watch this movie I rented by someone at a Hollywood Video. Now I'm watching a Brad Twigg movie tonight because I feel like I want to have a good time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's people seek these kind of movies out on purpose now. A lot of people, like, they either have an appreciation for it, the creativity and what you kind of have to go through to make these things with little to no money and resources. They kind of like to see what people can pull off, or they just want to see something that's different than the Hollywood type movies that they're just kind of crapping out. Everything's so much the same, and there's no uniqueness to it, with a lot of projects nowadays. So yeah. I think people want to see something different. That's kind of why they seek these kind of movies out. And
that's exactly. I was going to point that out. That's like the beauty of indie filmmaking, is that it's an outlet for people to be able to express weirder, wilder ideas that wouldn't, that would probably be seen more as a liability for big budget or like mainstream studios. So, I mean, I think from what I've heard from like my community and other people's communities in regards to, paleo media, the idea of like ghost dinosaurs, demonic dinosaurs, that's actually something that people want to see. But I mean, it's kind of hard to find that in a medium like from mainstream studios. You don't really get that.
I think Brad hit it on the head too, is that people nowadays are growing more of an appreciation for the actual art of filmmaking as opposed to just the movie itself. So even if the movie is like lower budgeted or not up to par to someone like a more mainstream person's or anyone's standards, they still appreciate, hey, they were able to do all this with just this. They were able to pull off this with just this. Like they only had like this much money and we're still able to pull off a 90-minute feature or a 75-minute feature. And I think that's something that a lot of people are starting to admire and appreciate more than they did back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly what got me into it. I started out, watching these indie movies. Back when I started watching them, they were shot on video. There was a lot of these like
The glory days,
filmmakers, yeah, like they would literally just have a video camera
video
and they would
violence,
go
and
out.
all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like all that stuff, and then I would happen upon these movies just randomly at the video store because back then you didn't know what you were getting. You just had to go by the box cover
The
and
box
you
covers
you
always
couldn't look it
lied to
up.
you.
Exactly. It could have like the coolest looking cover and then you rent it and the movie's garbage. So it was like
80s and
it was like
90s
50-50.
clickbait,
You just
basically.
I'll say
yeah.
this: a lot of those shot on video movies has some great gore in there, though. Like any money they had, they put straight to the gore. Like I just watched
Yeah.
Darkness, the vampire movie
Leif,
Darkness.
Leif Yonker, yeah, like that was actually shot on Super 8 film,
Oh, was it
but that
really?
yeah, but that one's another example though. Like he was working with very little money,
Mm-hmm.
just doing it all himself. Most of the special effects were him and his buddy, and I mean the stuff they pulled off was just great.
Yeah, like they could say anyone can say what anyone can say whatever they want for the first 20, like the first bit of the movie, but that last 20 minutes was amazing.
Oh, it's balls to the wall, just
Well, it was
insane.
like worth the price of admission alone. And I'm so
Yeah,
mad that Arrow has taken like 2 decades to get us that fucking Blu-ray.
yeah. He's no longer going to be releasing it through them, but he's still trying to work
Yeah,
on putting it
some
out. But yeah, I'm dying to see that.
yeah. I just want to see. I want to see like a copy. I always want to see like a HD copy or something because watching it online it only satisfies so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like originally when he put that out back in those days, they literally set up a video camera in front of the TV and would play, well, or not a TV, but like a screen that would play the movie, and that's how he would get the master of everything because like it was like a projector, and he was just like videotaping what was playing on the screen to get it on video.
See,
Like
that's the
that's how,
classic way of doing it.
yeah, like
You're watching it on a screen being projected, so you know you're going to get that good quality.
Hell
480p,
yeah.
nah, brother, it's going to be that 360 now,
I
and
want
that's
that
280.
potato quality, dude.
Yeah, everything looks good in
we, we
280. All the effects
we
look
didn't have
amazing.
we didn't know any better.
Yeah.
That was all we had at our disposal.
I ever thought about trying to like I ever thought about like there was a bunch of like people now that are actually like releasing like limited stock of their films on VHS. Like I'm talking to Dylan Brown. He was thinking about doing it with his film Ghost, like just releasing like a VHS copy, like 480p. And I actually think that's a pretty cool idea, just to bring back a little bit of that nostalgia these movies are trying to bring.
Oh yeah, I've done a few of my movies, done VHS releases. My newest one that I put out before, like T-Rexorcist is going to be next, but Cracula is one that I
Yeah,
do. And we did a limited VHS release of that, and it excuse me, and it was the 4:3 version, so it wasn't the widescreen or anything. Like it was the whole
Mhm.
shebang, like the straight
Mhm.
up, like if you were to have bought it on VHS in the 80s or 90s, I just think it's cool. It's gives you nostalgia, and it's just a unique kind of collector's piece, and it's a different way to watch the movie, and you kind of experience the movie in a different way, which
I
is
honestly
always
think
cool.
it might be
Yeah.
a better way to experience these movies as well. Like I saw Tubi had like the VHS version of Day of the Dead on their library for the longest time. And I love Day of the Dead. I watch it every so often. And then I was like, oh, I want to watch the VHS version. I watched it. I'm like, man, I kind of prefer the VHS quality for Day of the Dead over the more definition qualities. I feel like a lot of these films just work better. It kind of like hides a little bit of the more imperfections and stuff and just makes it
Mhm.
more classic, more different, if you will. It helps these movies stand out a bit.
I agree. Because now, I do love, 4K and everything to really see a movie looking as gorgeous as it can look, pretty much. But at the same time, especially with very low budget type stuff, you really see all the warts and everything that when that kind of stuff gets remastered and looks pristine, and you're going to see a lot of imperfections. The older VHS quality and things like that kind of hid that, and at the same time, it was kind of murky and everything, so you kind of didn't really know what you were seeing. So could sometimes trick you to think things look better than they really did. But it's go ahead.
I was gonna say 4K ruined Legend of Boggy Creek.
Yeah. Yeah, I was watching Hell of the Living Dead, the 4K version, and you see so much stuff in that is just. I mean,
the stock footage looks especially grainy.
Yeah, it's just sometimes it's kind of better just to go with the inferior looking quality versions of some certain films.
Inferior quality for lower budget inferior movies. Hey, I mean, like, that kind of works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it fits. I actually bought the novelization to Hell of the Living Dead, and I didn't realize it was going to be the size of a fucking brick, so I didn't watch it yet. I mean, I didn't read it yet. So I was like, how much shit did they cut out of that movie?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't read it, but I'm sure it's interesting to say the least.
Oh yeah, no, I think they had grand ambitions that there's no way an Italian movie budget was ever going to do.
Yeah.
I'm curious, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, or you can give us like a ballpark answer, but I'm curious as to like the budget of T-Rexorcist. What's that looking like?
Very, very little. The cost of a used car, and not a good one. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, sometimes you just have to work with what you have. I mean, like right now, this whole setup, this isn't fucking. We're not doing anything professional. This is, we're not professional streamers or content creators. We're doing, my computer is probably worth like, I don't even know how much it's probably worth $1 at this point. I fucking destroyed this piece of shit, but. No,
Diego, our producers are saying that we shouldn't say stuff like that. We're totally professional and work as
you are our producer. What are you talking about? This is a 2-man operation, and that's just for the streams. Everything else is a 1-man operation.
And I still get 10%.
You get no percent. What are you talking about?
10% of nothing, still nothing.
That's what? Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
But no, I get that, and adversity breeds greatness and whatnot. So you have to learn how to stretch your dollar, or find ways to make your film stand out. And you use stop motion. That's definitely making it stand out above and beyond all this other shit. Like
right, like you could have resorted
Asylum's
to
just using AI.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I was even gonna go as far as to say like you could have resorted to use like really cheap programs to push out bad CG. Special effects, which I mean,
like sci-fi original shit.
Yeah, I mean, probably worse than that because
I
don't know what their budgets were like.
Their budget was we bought them from Asylum. It was either made by Roger Corman or they bought the rights from Asylum. That was their.
Actually, now that no, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of CGI. I mean, certain things it works, or like combined with practical effects, but
yeah,
I've never been big on like straight up CGI monsters and things like that, like dinosaurs and things of that nature. I just never, something about, I mean, it takes you out of the movie because it looks like a cartoon, or it just looks very fake. Like it just doesn't blend with everything. It's it's obviously not there. It just stands out to me, and I just never have been a fan. We did have to do some CGI for Crackoon, and I was like, this is a micro budget movie. We don't have the money to do decent, VFX for this. So let's make it look as terrible as possible, and just like the worst, like so people can just laugh at it.
Right.
And so there are a few scenes where, we used it, but we made it purposely look just like garbage, so people would just kind of have fun with it, and they could laugh while they watch this terrible looking, CGI raccoon walking around,
right,
looking goofy as all can be.
Does T-Rexorcist kind of follow that same thing, or is it entire like any special effects sequence with the titular dinosaur itself? Is that all stop motion?
Oh no, everything was legit in that. Yeah, like
Awesome.
Brett did all of the, like, we have tons of stop motion. So anytime you see like the full dinosaur, it's stop motion. And he did a phenomenal job. It looks great. And then we had puppets as well, similar to like what they did with like the Carnosaur movies.
Mm-hmm.
We have like a dinosaur puppet, and we would use for scenes. We did like forced perspective and things like that. We have like a tail and everything. Like everything is, there's no CGI dinosaur, effects or anything in the entire movie. It's all practical.
He said the magic word, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carnosaur.
I don't know. I think it's just like, I think it's Julian's mission to slowly turn this channel into like a Carnosaur based channel, because we can't go live stream without
every live stream I've been on now, Carnosaur gets brought up at least once, if not 3 times or 4 times.
I absolutely love the Carnosaur movies, all 3 of them.
Yeah, which one's your I see. He's a true Carnosaur fan. He said 3.
Yeah, I don't consider the clip show one, and
yeah. See, I knew I liked you.
I like that everybody universally just call like everybody has the same exact name for Raptor. It's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, and then like the Eden formula or something, like they did one that was, I guess they technically consider that.
It's
not
at all. They only associate it with that because Carl Buechler directed it, and it does reuse some clips. But aside from that, it's completely separate from the actual Carnosaur trilogy. But
actually made a little bit of new effects for it too, right? Didn't he like make a little like puppet or something?
Yeah, there's like new for like close up headshots of the T-Rex. He does use a puppet or something that doesn't match with any of the Carnosaur practical effects. So we can only assume that it was made new, or I mean maybe repurposed from a different production that he worked on. I'm not really sure, because a movie like that, I feel like it's just it's very low budget. And given their history of anybody that works on like Corman or Corman related films, obviously it's a lot of stretching the dollar. It's a lot of reusing props, making sure that you get as much out of those props as possible. So it could be something like that.
Diego, did you ever read my Body Chemistry 2 interview of Adam Simon about like working with Corman and doing stuff like that?
No.
Or did I ever tell you the story? So the story real quick, little tangent. Sorry, Brad.
Go for
it. Adam Simon was doing body. What's up?
Stuff is great. No, I was gonna say any Roger Corman stories, I'm all about.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I did a 2.5 hour interview that you can read on my website of Adam Simon about Body Chemistry 2, and he told me like, yeah, no, when I first made it, I did it, and Corman was utterly upset about the lack of nudity in my film, and I really didn't want to get the actors. I told them they wouldn't have to do any nudity in this film. I didn't want to call them up and tell them, hey, you gotta come back and take your shirt off. So, but Corman had this library of film of cut scenes, and it was all just film from sex scenes that was cut to fit the MPAA format, right? He never got rid of all the cut scenes. He kept them in a library. And so Adam Simon went in there with his editor, and they just looked at all these different cut, deleted scenes from sex scenes in Roger Corman movies and put those in the movie. And then Corman loved it.
That's such a Roger Corman. That's such a Roger Corman thing to do.
The Roger Corman library of sex film? Yeah, no, it checks out pretty much. That's awesome.
Yeah, nothing goes to waste.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, he's like, hey, that film costs money.
Yep.
Yep. So
Have you ever
It
had
goes
to do
all about
maybe not as egregious as that, but have you ever had to do stuff like that with your films where it's like you can't let things go to waste because you are working on a small budget, so you have to like use, repurpose, maybe grab stock footage from other projects. Have you ever done that for your films?
I've had to repurpose stuff, um, waste not, want not kind of thing. So I'm trying to think. I don't think I've really. I mean, mainly just different props and things. Like I've never taken like a full on. Like it's not like I would take the Krakoon, one of the Krakoon puppets and try to turn it into something. You know what I mean? Like
Right, yeah.
nothing like that. But
glue some fins to it and some horns to it. Be like, oh, it's a whole new monster now.
Right.
yeah, this is the badger demon monster. Whatever.
Yeah.
What I wouldn't. That I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, I mean, special effects things and props and locations and there's a lot of things that we've had to use,
Mm-hmm.
over and over for things just out of necessity. But yeah, I try to do as much as I can with the little budgets I have. I try to get my money's worth with everything and give the audience their money's worth. I really stretch a dollar as much as I can and try to give them as much as I can pull off, humanly possible with what I have to work with. And it sucks when you go to. I mean, there's a certain fan base, like we were saying before, that wants to see these kind of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the Hollywood, people that are normal, go to blockbuster, Hollywood big budget stuff, theaters and all that. They don't think this is a real movie because it doesn't look like these, multi-million-dollar productions. And they're not, those kind of people just don't understand these kind of movies. They don't they just don't get it. But then there's the people that are like, I love this stuff, or it's so bad it's good. They have fun with it or whatever. As long as they enjoy it, that's what it's all about. Whether it's they're laughing at it because it's so bad, or they just are enjoying the insane effects or the weird stuff that the movies might be about or whatever. That's just what it's about. But yeah, just try to do whatever I can with what I have and
Yeah,
try to do as much new stuff as possible with each movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I really admire that. Like, that's why I do what I do. I try and showcase as much indie horror as I can on my website. However, I do have a limit. Like, there is a certain limit to where I'm like, okay, it just seems like you're kind of grasping at straws or just trying to milk something out. And I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but it's hard for me to watch a Dustin Ferguson film. Like, more power to him for doing everything he does. I've talked about his stuff online with Dread Central and stuff numerous times, but it is a little hard sometimes. And I appreciate that you go out of your way to like do something different or do something that like elevates your film, even if it's just a little bit through like practical effects or anything like that. And I feel like there's some indie directors out there who don't do that, who just scrape the bottom of the barrel and do what they can. They do a quantity over quality thing where like we're going to try and make as many films as possible and get them out there. They do like 4 or 5, 6 films over a course of like 3 months, and none of them are that great. As opposed to the one person who's like, oh, I do a film like every 6 months. I'll try to get a film out and actually work on it. And I think that shows a better product than or better project in general than the other way of doing things. So I really appreciate you going out your way for all this.
Oh, no problem. I mean, I agree with you 100%. I don't want to just, shit out a bunch of movies that have no heart. And you can tell that it was just like thrown together on a weekend or something. I actually put time and love and effort into everything I do. And sometimes probably too much for my own good because it takes, it ends up taking the movies longer to come out. But I'm very I'm a perfectionist, and none of my movies are by any means close to being perfect, not even remotely close. But I just try to make sure everything is as good as it can be. The sound design, the color grade, the pacing. Like when you're shooting the movie, that's the fastest part. That doesn't take even with that, it takes longer for me because I'm always going back and like, well, let's get this pickup shot or let's add this or so on and so forth. But the post-production is really where it just takes forever because I just try to make everything as perfect as possible. So yeah, I couldn't imagine just trying to shoot stuff and just pop it out constantly. Like I just like an assembly line kind of thing, which I understand. Like people, I mean, like Corman, for instance, that's how he made a living. He had to do that kind of stuff, but his stuff was really good. I love most of the Corman stuff.
The thing of Corman is he was a really good businessman too. He knew how to understand. He knew what people want. He was willing to try new things. Like he was always going after the younger audiences and always trying to do new things to capture them, as opposed to old. He was actually ahead of his time a lot of the times, as opposed to like Hollywood. Like he would do things before Hollywood does it. Then Hollywood caught on to a lot of his shit.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, 100%. And so many like filmmakers and actors and stuff that went on to be in much bigger productions and work on bigger things and made names for themselves that started out with him. Like it's cool to see how that all kind of unfolded. But yeah, he was something else. Like he was one of a kind for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. I understand. I'd say the closest person we have to him now, though I do think his filmography has dropped off a good bit since his heyday, would be Charles Band. Yeah, I was say Charles Band used to do quality stuff back in like late 80s, all the way to like 2000, and then
in like 70s, like
you're right.
Didn't you say he was doing like
his
that now? He's like
he's doing like an AI werewolf movie. Which if there's anyone who is going to resort to AI, Charles Band would be the number one on my list right now. So I'm not surprised.
It seems like he's always going with cutting edge stuff, no matter how controversial it could be.
Yeah, if it saves him power, he's going to do it. Like that's what it comes down to. He's like, if I can cut out as much of the work as possible to put something out, I'm going to do it.
But also, just like new technology and new things, like he seems like he's always going for it. Like to try out the new. Like he, but I don't know the AI thing. I personally would not use AI for a movie, as far as like effects and things like that, like to create creatures or whatever. But it is what it is. I mean, I feel like it's something that people are probably going to be using more and more of. But,
I think that's kind of, especially Hollywood. Like I think
that big budget, big budget studios are using it. So I mean, if they're using
Spider-Man and Supergirl just got caught using AI, so it's like it's going to be everywhere.
If they're not going to use it in like their actual films, they're definitely going to use it in like like other areas, promotional materials, supplementary materials, posters.
Look at you, end of Oak Street.
Yeah. So it's like if big budget mainstream studios are doing that, I mean, it really doesn't surprise me that indie studios, smaller budget stuff, Asylum, right? That doesn't surprise me that they'd be using it too.
Yeah, Full Moon Pictures and stuff. But the thing is, though, people know, like they know that people don't really care for AI too much because they keep trying to fucking hide it. They're trying to say like, "Oh shit, we got caught with AI." Delete that video, so they know. Right. And I also think that gives an interesting opportunity to independent artists because they'll be able to fill in that void by doing more practical effects and non-AI work and things like that. So I do think there's an opportunity for independent artists to become more known and more up there in time.
But
it's an interesting. It's kind of crazy to see how AI is being utilized with these kind of, especially in the indie film world. I know a lot of people do their poster art and stuff with AI and they incorporate it into their movies and stuff. And I personally I like to actually hire an artist for my posters. I want it to look as good as possible and have that polished look. Plus, I just like to work with actual artists and people, with that kind of stuff. But I have. Go ahead.
I was saying, and the shittiest poster made by an artist still looks better than anything from AI because they all look the fucking same. At least now, already can tell. And it's like, and I think it's not that much that I have no idea just because I have a bunch of artist friends, so maybe I'm getting like the friend discount. But whenever I need art from someone, it's never an unreasonable price. I think the most I had to pay for something was $100 from like amateur artists or anything like that for like quality work and things like that. So I think it's just that people don't really want to go out and look for someone to do the art for them or figure out how to do it themselves and just want to take the easy way out.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I've dabbled in, used a little bit of AI with like some promotional stuff, just out of necessity because I can't afford to just every little promotional image to use an actual artist. I just don't have that kind of budget. But
is that where those Carnosaur promotional images for the T-Rexorcist
yeah
came from?
Yeah, I did some like with kind of mock-ups of like parody type things from just different movies. I just thought they'd be funny to promote like the crowdfunders and stuff, but I probably wouldn't do something like that again just because I'm not a big fan of AI, and I try not to use it if possible. It was just I saw this, I was like, this is cool. But then I was like, I probably shouldn't have done that. But it's
hey man,
I don't know.
It's okay to be curious.
A good idea. The concept, I think, to reference Carnosaur, for your own dinosaur, I think the concept is a good idea. I like that. It probably would have been, it's a better look though if you definitely get somebody to just do it for you rather than resorting to AI because
100%.
Yeah. If you ever need anyone to do art, just let me know. I can probably cut you a good deal. Well, because I know so many fucking artists and they're always looking for work. So you just send me a message and I'll help you out how I can.
Awesome. Because like I said, all my actual movie posters, I've never used AI on any of that stuff. I always sign an artist, and I usually get multiple versions because I like to kind of, when the DVD has a cover, the Blu-ray has a cover, the VHS has a cover, to kind of make each release unique. So I think that's kind of cool to do that. So I'm always, working with artists, but with that kind of stuff, I was just kind of dabbling in it a bit, and then
I get just to see what you can do
into it. Yeah, and then like looking into it more and stuff. It's just like I don't want to be using this. It's not.
It definitely takes away from what
uses it.
Yeah, it definitely takes away from what makes the creation part of filmation and any video project
you're not
fun,
creating anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just,
it takes away from that.
It's a prompt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anybody can do that. There's nothing unique about it. There's not, and from what I understand, it takes from other existing things, and if it's taken from somebody, another artist's stuff, and they're, that's hurting them, and and then the whole, all the water it uses, and all, the more I kind of researched it, the more I was like,
yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely not something I plan to continue to use. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that's good. I'm glad you reached that conclusion. But I was going to say another thing about it is that you can't copyright it. Anything you do in AI, like prompts, it's free for everybody. So you can't even protect your work if you do that. Because one, it's not your work, and two, it's
exactly.
Yeah, so like, why go through all that time to do that when you can just spend the same amount of time doing something that you can keep and you can promote and sell?
Right. And that's another reason, I wouldn't make these like parody type things for the actual movie because, it's copyrighted stuff.
Yeah.
It's just,
it was just like a little fun thing you were doing online.
Yeah. But yeah, it's in the future, definitely want to work with real people, real artists.
Just send me some messages, dude. I'll get you squared away.
Yeah.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Of course.
We were kind of talking about it a little bit earlier, but it does kind of it does kind of make me wonder. So from the sounds of it, how we were talking about it, we were kind of talking about like how indie filmmakers in their time frame of making films, right? Somebody like Roger Corman, he has like a set time frame, very strict time frame for how he, that way he can get out as much as possible, right? So from what it sounds like in that conversation, it sounds like your time frame for making movies fluctuates, correct? Like it kind of
it does. Yeah. So my goal, to be honest, with T-Rexorcist was to have it out before this month, since whatever that Hollywood dinosaur movie that came out.
Oh yeah,
Something Street. I can't
Yeah.
remember the name. Usually, for marketing, if you release a movie of a similar genre with like a similar, monster or killer or whatever, when you release it around the same time, it's going to do better because people are looking for that type of film. A dinosaur movie comes out. Oh yeah, let's release my dinosaur movie so people are more apt to be looking for dinosaur movies. Or for instance, with come back to Carnosaur, even though it's not based on Jurassic Park, it's based on a separate novel and everything. The whole reason he made that was to capitalize on Jurassic Park, and he wanted to make sure that the movie came out before, or at least around, I think it came out before.
It did. It came out like it came out like a couple of weeks before.
Actually, like almost a full month, I believe, like before.
Yeah. That was like the idea. Like
the time frame comes in. You were talking about like how he has it down to a science. You have to production can only be this long, and then post production is this long, because he had to have the movie ready to go by this. It was like an
assembly line for him. Like you had to.
Right.
You had these really strict deadlines. You had to get it down the conveyor belt to the next process, and if you didn't get it down, he probably wouldn't want to work with you if you can't meet those standards. But yeah,
right. And it's all about the marketing of that movie. How what's the best way to get it out there and get more people to see it, so it makes more money, and I mean that's a business that he's running. I don't make movies for a living, so it's not a business. If I did, I'd be homeless.
Right.
I feel that.
Yeah, I feel that too.
But I mean, I still try to be business savvy with things, and you don't want to release a horror movie that's not Christmas related during Christmas or something. Like it wouldn't make sense.
Right.
Like there's times for things, and there's a whole way to look at it and do it to where it'd be most successful. So that I do factor that in, but I don't try to. If I can't get a movie out by a certain time, I'd still rather take the time to make it better than to just put it out lacking just to get it out in time,
Right.
So I would not do well for Corman, I don't think. Maybe shooting wise I could do it, but post production definitely not.
Well, that's why Corman kept like a close knit, like half his films are done by Jim Wynorski, because Jim Wynorski can get that shit done. Apparently.
He was really good at just putting clips together and making it look passable.
Yeah. I can get it to you in 2 weeks, and he's like, perfect.
Exactly. Bruno Mattei.
Oh my God, Bruno Mattei.
That whole Living Dead, like that. The dude used stock footage, and like the stuff he did with stock footage was insane. And he would take it from like other movies that he didn't have the rights to, and just
take music.
That's awesome.
Take music he didn't have the rights to. Just
yep.
He's like,
but he got it done.
He's like, here's the script from Terminator 2. This is just aliens. Don't worry, there's a Terminator at the end.
Yeah, the stuff that's just the stuff he did was just insane.
It's honestly kind of like art. Like you look at it, like, this is art. Well, the way he was able to just
like
be so shameless. Yeah. Right. Oh shit! I actually watched Shocking Dark the other day, and I actually really like Shocking Dark. I think it's a very fun Aliens ripoff.
Oh yeah, I love them. Most of the Bruno Mattei movies, they're awesome. And somebody did like a comparison, side by side comparison between Shocking Dark and Aliens, and like the scene where Ripley's stuck in the room with the face hugger.
Yeah,
like it's like side by side how he kind of framed everything very similar, and what happened. It's crazy. If you ever get a chance to look it up, it's fun.
I'll have
just to see what he did.
I'm just imagining he has a VHS player next to him. He's watching the scene as he's directing. Like, all right, now look like this. All right, now get this angle.
But it's definitely very similar, and it's not like just the script. It's like the framing and the angles and everything.
He's like, listen, I'm gonna make another James. I was gonna rip off another James Cameron movie to make a sequel to a James Cameron movie. It's honestly genius. Like I don't have nothing bad to say about the guy. And also, like, he really comes through with like a lot of the effects too, though. Like, so say what you will about him, he does some pretty good. Like the scene in Hell the Living Dead where the girl gets like fucking her tongue ripped out at the end. I'm like, that's still a fun scene and shit like that.
Oh, the Italians, the stuff they did,
Yeah.
they were like working with nothing.
Yep.
The stuff they pulled off and a lot of that stuff, like the zombie, like Lucio
Mhm.
Fulci zombie,
Oh yeah.
like they were working with like clay and shit. Like,
Yeah.
but they did all this like awesome stuff. Like the stuff they did was phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's like they did that on a smaller budget than what George Romero had for his shit. So
Oh
that
yeah,
shit's crazy. Like
and
this
George
stuff.
didn't have like a huge budget.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Like he never had a huge budget. I think that
none.
the biggest budget he had, I think, was for Creepshow. And I'm basing that only on visuals. I have no idea what his biggest budget was. Maybe it was the dark half. I don't know.
I'm honestly not sure, but definitely probably one of those two, I would say.
Yeah. Like, as Creepshow is where, like, he was at his peak. Like, the highest peak you can get that I don't understand why that didn't launch him a little bit farther than it did. But whatever. I'm actually surprised the Italians didnn't make a a dinosaur movie or two during the dino craze back in the day. I feel like something they should have done.
That is true.
I don't know. Yeah,
I never really thought about that.
There was no shortage from any other country.
Yeah, and the only reason I say that is because when I was talking to Adam Simon, he had the premiere of Carnosaur, or one of the Italian premiere at like the Dylan Dog Film Festival back in the day, and he said that all the Italians loved it because they thought it was like a Italian Fulci dinosaur film, and I'm like, yeah, no, it checks out.
Yeah, I mean, like they did some like caveman type movies, but nothing dinosaur that I can think of.
You know what? I do remember one Italian movie, and I think it was Italian. I could be wrong.
Was it a Foy Barbarian and Dinosaur Hell?
No, that was another. That
was
one was
Brett
Piper.
Oh, that was Brett Piper.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
And
Yeah,
he also
you're
did
right.
Dinosaur
Yeah,
Babes. He did Dinosaur Babes a few years
Oh,
after.
he did do
Jurassic
Dinosaur
Park,
Babes. Hey, Dinosaur Babes has some good dinosaurs in it.
It's got some great effects. I'm not gonna lie. It looks really cool, and I love the concept. The concept of cavemen, extraterrestrial dinosaurs, like all of that's really cool to me. But there is an Italian film that did rip off Jurassic Park, if I remember correctly. It's called Chicken Park. I don't know if that rings a bell to you guys at all.
It does ring a bell.
It's one of those like it's definitely one of those like parody movies along the lines of like Airplane, where it's basically just a giant like we follow these characters in like the wackiest adventure, and they're just referencing better movies pretty much the entire time. And obviously the biggest thing that they're ripping off slash parodying is Jurassic Park. And literally, I kid you not, the dinosaurs, quote unquote, it is a chicken park. They're oversized chickens inside like these that are enclosed in these like electrical fences. Literally the same as Jurassic Park. Just literally just replace the dinosaurs with giant chickens. But
I've never heard of that.
Is it like superimposed chickens? Like they just like made it like real chickens look bigger, like Empire of Ants?
It's what is it? Yeah, I believe it's a little bit of that. There were a couple of scenes where it was just like, what is it? There were practical effects where they just had this huge giant scale like chicken head for some parts, right? They definitely referenced like a bunch of other popular movies from back. Like I know that they referenced like Addams Family and Home Alone, and those are some of the ones that kind of stood out. Like the whole thing was just a giant parody. It wasn't nothing about it was ever serious, but I thought. I mean, I watched it. I don't know if it's available. I watched it on YouTube because it was like uploaded on YouTube for some reason. It's not available anywhere else. I could not find a copy of it. I tried looking into it and I just could not find it, but it's just this weird fever dream of a movie. It was hilarious.
It's like Dr. Tiptree gave up halfway through her experiment and was like, chickens are good enough.
Exactly. I'm sure I still have, because I covered it in one video project I did. I didn't like go in depth with it, but I covered it. So I might have the copy of that sitting around my computer somewhere.
I'm sure it's not off YouTube. I'm sure no one cared enough to copyright strike it, so it might still be on there.
No, of course not. Yeah.
Oh, Food of the Gods, Martin. That's a good one. And yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen Food of the Gods, Diego, but that's like technically based on an H.G. Wells story. It's about like these people that go to the island.
One time as a little kid.
Yeah, I know, right? Me too. I watched that one and the sequel. The sequel actually made me cry at the end. When the white rat got fucking blasted. But it's about like these hunters go to like an island and everything there's big because they eat like this white goo out of the ground and turn giant. So there's like giant hornets and the main bad guys are giant rats and there's giant chickens and it's actually a pretty fun film.
Yeah, attacking cars and everything.
Oh yeah,
and the worms, the giant worms.
Oh yeah, the giant worm and like all the rats at the end, like just crawling all over the little tiny miniature cabin because they use real rats. Really cool, they're just going. Oh yeah, no, it's pretty cute. I mean, then there's going on this tangent. There's also Night of the Lupus, the one of the giant rabbits.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I don't know what it's called, but yeah.
Yeah, that one was like played straight as a horror movie, but there's only so far you can make a rabbit scary.
For real.
Like, oh no, it's a bunny.
What is it? Now while we're talking about these, different dinosaur films, I am curious. You did reference like the Harryhausen films, but to be more specific on that, what is your favorite dinosaur film?
Favorite dinosaur movie?
Yeah, just kind of narrowing on dinosaurs specifically.
Carnosaur 2.
Yeah. Hell yeah!
Carnosaur 2. Damn
Hell yeah! Dude, that makes me so happy to hear. Out of context, you're probably like, man, what the fuck? But we had this big, long debate a couple streams ago about like, with another friend. We were talking about like what the quote unquote best Carnosaur movie is, and for me, Carnosaur 2 all the way. But it's funny because it was three of us. Julian loves Carnosaur 1. That's his favorite.
Yep.
I love Carnosaur 2, and the third person we were talking to actually favored Carnosaur 3. So you had that.
Primal. Yep.
But we were all just debating why we liked the Carnosaur movies. So I that makes me genuinely happy to hear that I'm not alone on that. So I appreciate it.
Damn it, we got two on your side. We got 2 for 2, 1 for 1, and 1 for 3. Damn it, I'm losing.
Take that.
Damn it.
Take that, Carnosaur and Carnosaur 3.
The funny thing, it's funny because I talk mad shit about Carnosaur 2 all the time, but I love it. Like, it's just funny to talk shit about because Diego's always like, you fucker.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always talking shit about the Carnosaur movies, period, but I still love those films.
I admire how they got Joanna Man for Carnosaur 2. Like, that means a lot to me.
Yeah, it was in a lot of like low budget horror movies.
Yep.
Even going back to Charles Band, he was in it was one of the first full moon movies ever made. What the hell was it called? It's like some weird dream shadow something.
Oh yeah, the one with like was it Netherworld? No, Shadow Zone.
Yeah,
the one with the alien. That was a good one. Speed of giant.
Yeah, he's in Leprechaun 3, or I'm sorry, 4 in space.
Oh man, stuff.
He's a good guy. I've gotten to meet him a few times.
Oh, for real? That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. He's a fun actor. Like, every time I see him in a movie, he's like...
Oh, yeah, he's great.
He's always great. Like, he's always, like, playing the role to a T. So, and then, I mean, to be fair, his character sees this huge velociraptor in front of him, and his first instinct is to try to box it. Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck yeah. I fuck with this guy.
The guy that wrote the script, I would love to figure out whatever happened to him or whatever he did. I can't think of his name, but he wrote the script for Carnosaur 2, which is just a ripoff of Aliens, and then he wrote the script for Watchers 3, which is a ripoff of
Predator. Oh, I didn't realize it was the same guy. That's funny. Because
dude, only 2 movies he ever wrote.
He's like
both of those movies, like they're so great. I absolutely love both of them. They're actually my favorite entries in each series.
Oh, really?
The ones he wrote, and he never did anything else that I could find. And it would be cool to track that guy down and kind of.
Was it
that's
Michael
somebody I think
Palmer,
should be
or was it?
I have to look
It's
it
a
up.
different
I have to see
name.
if I can get him. He's like, maybe he was just proud of his work. I could do no better than I've done now, and just walked away.
Yeah,
He's
and I'm
like,
sure Corman
Watchers
told him, hey,
3.
just make this movie aliens with dinosaurs. Make this movie Predator with
Exactly.
the Watcher,
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think he was like, I'm going to rip these movies off. I'm sure he was doing what he was told.
Yeah.
You said the
Oh,
writer
sure.
was for Watchers 3 too?
Yes, he wrote Watchers
Okay.
3
So
and
it is
Carnosaur 2.
Michael Palmer. Okay. I just want to double check that. It is
Yeah.
Michael Palmer.
Only 2 movies he ever wrote that I am aware of.
Yeah, I mean, at least as far as IMDb goes, that's what I'm saying.
It'd be funny if
maybe he has like
that'd
a
be-
pen name or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
it'd be funny if Roger Corman's like, here, rip off this film, and it's just Bruno Mattei's Shocking Dark. He's like, it turns out
Yeah.
Carnosaur 2 is just a rip off of Shocking Dark, which is a rip off of Aliens. But funnily enough, speaking of Watchers, my favorite one is Watchers 2. But that's only because I'm a Mark Singer fan. Fucking
Oh yeah,
Beastmasters.
he did a lot of cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, going back to Watchers, those are oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. Corman. Those are Corman movies too. The
Yep,
first
sure
one,
are.
it was kind of like he did it. It's not actually like he did produce it, and it was a Corman production, but the rights are different. Like for some reason, like it's not technically Corman didn't own the rights to that, but all the others, the other 3 that were released were all through him.
And yeah, and I learned that because Shout Factory got the rights to a lot of Corman films, and they release Watchers 2 on Blu-ray for limited quality. I was able to pick it up, and none of the other ones, like they didn't release 3 or 4, and I don't know why they didn't just like release a set for those movies.
Yeah, it's so weird. I know it's frustrating.
I know,
when movies
yeah,
are
I know,
held
right? I know Watchers 1's getting like a proper
It's
Blu-ray
finally
4K
coming out
release.
from Toy Robot.
Yep, and I actually talked to them because I was like, oh, they have the rights to Watchers. Maybe they had the rights to Carnosaur. So I talked to them like, hey, do you get the rights to Carnosaur? And they were like, no, that's caught up in a trade dispute right now. Our trust is caught up in a trust right now. So that's the reason why we have any Carnosaur stuff. So
out of all the
there's
movies
a bunch
to be
of
caught up in that, it had to be Carnosaur.
Yeah. For some, everyone's fighting for the Carnosaur rights, so no one gets it. Apparently, I guess. Like, and I guess that.
Can't you split the rights? Like, if you went to like the John Brosnan estate, couldn't you split the rights of like, branch out, like get another, get their permission to also do a movie adaptation more faithful to their book, or does it absolutely have to? Or I guess, sorry, no, that's different. We're talking about the movie here, not the book. But yeah, because when when this conversation gets brought up a lot of people, they like to think the first thing they think is, oh, I would love to see a Carnosaur remake, but more faithful to the book, right? So my thought process is like, okay, well, there's your loophole. Instead of trying to get the rights to Carnosaur through that, just go to the John Brosnan estate and see if you could just get the movie adaptation from the book again, and see if you could just make it from the something more faithful to the actual book. That way, we get our Carnosaur movie and it's more faithful to the book, which is what people want.
Well, I think it's a little bit more complicated than that, because I think Corman had
definitely
the
is.
Film rights.
I am definitely simplifying.
Yeah. I think Corman has the film rights to Carnosaur, and the Brosnan estate has the rights to the book. So I think those are 2 separate things. I'm not sure if you can go to the Brosnan estate and be like, hey, we want to make an adaptation of Carnosaur, but we won't call it Carnosaur, right, and we won't mention Carnosaur or something like that. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to.
Honestly, genuine. Okay, sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but like, what if that was the funny twist? I just saw Primal World's comment. What if that was a twist? Like, this entire time, Primal World actually had the rights to Carnosaur.
I mean, not say anything. We'd be hunting. I know, we'll be mad right now. We'll be hunting him down.
Seize him, kind of deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dino Knights, seize him. Get your fans to get him.
Oh god, yeah.
Become a toxic YouTuber.
Future War.
Oh, Future War. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
I haven't, but I want to, because I hear there's apparently has some connection to Carnosaur as far as like reused props go. I think I could be wrong.
There's a bunch of dinosaurs in it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Don't the dinosaurs are like chasers, right? They chase the main guy. They also explode.
It's a terrible movie.
Yeah, a lot of
but in,
cardboard
but in the
boxes.
yeah, in the best way possible though. And the dinosaurs are like it's weird. So there's like these weird cyborg dudes that are trying to hunt down this guy, and they have like these dinosaurs that like sniff the guy out for them. But they use puppets that were made for Carnosaur for the close-ups of the T-Rex or whatever. But whatever, I wasn't a T-Rex. It was you guys would know what kind of dinosaur it was supposed to be. The big one.
I don't know. I mean,
I can't think. It's not. I don't think it's supposed to be a T-Rex. But anyway, they use the puppets that were used for the close-up shots, like when it's fighting the at the end the whatever it's called, the bobcat thing. And
okay.
in this movie, Future War, they use those as like they're like mini dinosaurs. So it's really weird. And then they'll cut to a large T-Rex head for difference. It's just all over the place and weird. But yeah, if you watch that, you can see a lot of recycled Carnosaur dinosaurs in that one. But the movie's pretty crazy.
Future War, is that also what is it? What is it? I guess New Horizons film, or is that
No,
just...
it's not. It was not Roger
Yeah, I
Corman.
don't think so. I don't think it's Roger Corman at all. I think it was like more independent production.
Oh, Anthony
Yeah,
Dublin directed
like,
it. Okay, he did special effects stuff, right? Dublin.
Yeah, he's an effects artist.
Yeah,
Yep.
that makes sense because special effects people, I feel like what is it? Because they're the ones who created it. It's probably in their warehouses, right? So they probably get special permission to be able to.
Yeah, he did the effects for it too. He directed it and did the effects. And like Robert Zadar is in it. It's like
I was just looking at that fucking Maniac Cops in it.
Yeah, Daniel Bernhardt, the poor man, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yep,
he's in it. But it's
terrible. All the
but
heavy hitters.
Yeah, it's definitely you guys. I think would get a kick out of it.
I watched the Mystery Science Theater version of it way back in the day, but I just tearing the fucker apart. I need to watch it like as is without the commentary because I was like, Mystery Science Theater is fun until they start ripping apart movies I like. Like in the newest season, they're ripping apart like Land at Time Forgot and Reptilicus, and I'm like, hey, I'll give you Reptilicus, but you leave Land at Time Forgot alone.
No, that's.
I mean, Reptilicus is better than Land than Time Forgot. I'm kidding. I really like giving Julian shit.
Yeah, I don't think you've even seen Reptilicus.
I have.
I grew up with.
No.
I love all those like really dumb 60s pseudo dinosaur monster movies. Gorgo is my favorite. Gorgo is my favorite in that category. But Reptilicus is fun in its own right. It's not nothing about it should be taken seriously, but it's a fun.
No, not at all.
It's a fun movie. But I like the pseudo dinosaur kaiju kind of movies. Those are, like the what is it? Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. The Reptilicus, Gorgo, Godzilla, obviously, all that stuff is really fun. I like all that.
Did you ever hear how the original costumes for Godzilla Raids Again went missing? They were.
I feel like I've been told this story before, but I don't.
Yeah, they're shipping them off to America to film for a movie where the Godzilla suit was going to be used for a T-Rex. Like they're like, this is going to be a normal T-Rex.
And was literally going to be an ankylosaur, right? They were going to. Yeah. It's called the Volcano Monsters. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were just supposed to be regular dinosaurs. They weren't going to call them Godzilla or anything. And then they got lost. Like someone stole them from the warehouse.
That's crazy. I mean, it's probably fucking. It's clearly some fan of Godzilla, obviously. Some early.
Or someone's fan. Like, "This is a bad idea. We shouldn't do this. Quick, get rid of the costumes."
Yeah, no, that's probably more likely. But that's really that I forgot about that. I knew about the volcano monsters. I didn't know that the suits went missing. That's interesting.
Yeah. And then that's why that was like I'm not sure they ever got found. I don't think so, but yeah, that was a big thing, and that's why part of the reason I'm sure why they made a whole new costume for King Kong versus Godzilla, other than the fact then they always make new costumes for Godzilla.
Especially in the context of that, because Godzilla versus King Kong versus Godzilla came out like what, like
10 years after
7 years after Raids Again.
Yeah, yep. They're like, no, and Toho's notorious for not keeping any care of their fucking costumes.
Yeah, I was gonna say by that point the shelf life probably got to it, and it's just
Yep,
probably...
Like, yep. They gotta make it a little bit more maneuverable too to fight a giant monkey. So
true, yeah. But with that,
back
and
to
like,
the land that time forgot.
Go for it, yeah.
And the people that time forgot. Those are two childhood favorites of mine.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely love those. I mean, I own them to this day. Like I've showed my kids and stuff, but those are classics. Like I absolutely love both of those movies. And then the other stuff he did too. What he did the same director did like two other movies.
He did Warlords of Atlantis, which is like kind of like a spiritual successor.
Earth's Core.
At the Earth's
Core.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the Earth's Core. Yep.
Those are all freaking awesome movies, and there's no stop motion in them, but like there's still practical dinosaur effects, like just suits, like not even suits. It was like
puppets, they're like just
huge
puppets,
like cable puppets.
They were like really
like
tall,
yeah,
the size, yeah. And the guy that did the chest burster in Alien did the dinosaurs in Land and Atlantis. He did both the effects for both.
For real? I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, and the different guy did the other two movies, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense because the people at time forgot dinosaurs look kind of off.
And the At the Earth's Core, those were different too.
Yeah,
but those
were
favorites.
At the Earth's Core creatures. Because I mean, I've only seen the first one. I've only seen The Land That Time Forgot, but it's weird because I think At the Earth's Core is lumped into those movies, even though it's not a sequel. It's kind of its own thing, right? And those
it's because they all have Doug McClure in it,
right?
Like Doug McClure's in all four of the films.
Four movies.
Yep.
And like all the creatures in that film, at best, are like pseudo saurians. Maybe it's from what I've seen and heard. I don't know. I think I've seen it.
I think the closest thing to a dinosaur to have in there, but is the flying pterodactyl monsters that take over people's minds and shit because they're like the evil ones. And they're also the main bad guys in the amazing Tarzan versus Predator at the Earth's Core, which is like still one of the best comic book crossovers I've ever read because it had no right being that good. Yeah, it had no right being as good as it was.
Yeah, I completely forgot about those. I remember when those came out.
I know, right?
Walden books.
That was back when Fox was like around and fast and loose with their rights to their Predator and Alien series. Just gave it a Dark Horse and told them to do whatever.
Oh yeah, all the Dark Horse stuff was great.
Oh yeah, no, and I tried reading the new Marvel stuff, but it just doesn't hit the same.
No, it's not the same at all. My son had some of those, like where they're with like Wolverine and stuff, and I kind of just to kind of see, and I was like,
that one was particularly bad. The Spider-Man one was fun because they brought in Kraven the Hunter, and I'm like, oh, that's the perfect guy to fight a Predator, but they kind of squandered it, I think. So
I think he has one with like Black Panther and.
Mm-hmm.
Like well, the next one.
Yep, and I think the next one's going to be Punisher, which I'm like, you probably should have started off with that one.
That's a thing. Like that has a lot of potential if done correctly. That could be cool.
One of the best comic books I still read to this day was the first Batman versus Predator. Like that was really fucking good.
Yeah, and then they did Superman versus Aliens.
Yeah, that was a fun one too. Like then they did Batman versus Aliens and Superman versus all that kind of stuff. Like they just
Magnus Robot Fighter.
Yeah, exactly. I think my favorite crossover for Aliens, though, I haven't actually read it, but I heard about it. I think it was Wildcats, where the Alien crossover is actually canon to the mainline story, and they just use it as an excuse to kill off a bunch of characters they didn't like.
Oh, wow. I think the goofiest one is Predator versus Archer. Or Archie.
Oh, Archie, yeah.
they're just running out of stuff now. Like, what is
Like,
this?
to be fair, Archie's fought everything. He fought Predator, he fought Punisher, he fought Sharknado. Like, Archie's just like a main target for everybody.
Well, everybody wants a piece of Archie.
I know, right? If Riverdale got one more season, they were going to bring in some stuff.
Oh God, thank God it did.
But know what the craziest little thing I learned about Land That Time Forgot is that director also directed Motel Hell.
Yep.
I was like, what? He went from Land That Time.
That, yeah.
Yep, and he went to Motel Hell, and I'm like, I would never have guessed.
I would never have guessed a British guy directed Motel Hell either.
I know,
like,
right?
Come across like kudos to him. Like, that just shows how good of a director he is. But
yeah,
like, it's just, you just wouldn't picture that at all.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? How the hell did this guy do a really good follow up to Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah.
Honestly,
he did a lot of TV stuff. I think later in his career, I think he moved on to like TV shows for the most part. But yeah, he did quite a few movies and stuff before then.
Yep. No, he was. I mean, like, that was like a lot of my childhood right there. Was his movies. But off to another tangent. I think that it's a missed opportunity that Rob Zombie didn't do a remake to Motel Hell, because I think that was the movie he was born to remake. Not Halloween, Motel Hell. But like, we should probably get back to talking to T-Rexorcist.
Actually, somebody did ask a question that that was a part of our list anyways, that we were curious about. As far as the film's release, like, it sounds like you have like physical copy release plan, but is there any plans for like a streaming release? And if so, what platforms do you plan on releasing it on?
So I don't really, unless it's worthwhile to, I self-distribute most of my stuff now. Because it's just working with various distributors in the past. It just isn't, it doesn't really work out. There's nothing really in it for the filmmaker. So it makes more sense with the way things are nowadays to just self-distribute your own movies. So the goal and the plan is physical and then streaming. So it should be available from like Tubi and Amazon and, all those, your regular streaming platforms, Fawsome, Roku, stuff like that. So the movie should eventually come out on those, but it will have a physical. I'm all about physical media, and I always like to do a physical media release first, so people can actually like get the movie and watch it and kind of it makes it more special to me. Like, where if it's just on streaming, anybody can get it and it's whatever. It kind of gets lost in the shuffle. But when it's a physical copy, I personally collect physical media, and I have a huge collection, and I'm all about it. I hate that physical media is not nearly as popular as it used to be. So many people are just watching things on streaming. Today's people, the younger kids and stuff, they didn't grow up having to pay for movies. They never had to buy a copy. They could just stream stuff, so they expect to get everything for free, which I understand. That's what they're used to. But I like to have a physical copy in my hand. I like to pay for the movie, so that goes to support the filmmaker. I'm more old school with that, so I always like to focus on physical media first, and then once that goes on for a bit, then I'll do streaming. But yeah, it will eventually be available for most streaming platforms.
Okay.
Nice.
And do we have a potential release date for it, or is that still up in the air?
The goal is sometime this fall, before Halloween.
Okay. Good deal. Hell yeah.
Yeah, once
in time for Spooky Month.
Exactly. Once a more concrete date is available, I'll post it. Off the Fuzzy Monkey Films Facebook page and on mine and all that good stuff. Hopefully, reach out to some websites, some horror movie websites to spread the word. And
hell yeah,
we'll
you're talking to somebody who actually has a horror movie website. That's
I'll definitely put that stuff on there. Hell yeah. And
the crowdfunder stuff always goes out first. I always make sure the backers get their copies first, because they're the reason I'm able to make these movies, which I very much appreciate. So I definitely want them to get their copies and everything first, and then once everybody's taken care of as far as the backers, then we do the general release.
Sounds good to me.
Nice.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, support the people that supported you.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
They're I couldn't do this without the amazing people that support my movies and the campaigns and everything. Without them, I'm nothing. So they're the reason.
Then that's cool that we have that now, to where people can help make movies. Like, it's not back in the day
because I'm not wealthy. I can't just throw money at these things, because it's not like it's not a career, which is obviously I would love for it to be a career, but I couldn't make a living off of these movies. Nowadays, it's harder than ever to get pennies for streaming. So it's just not feasible. But the people that are fans of these movies and believe in the films and what we're doing, they're with them supporting our projects. That's how we're able to do this. So I'm forever indebted to them, and I just can't thank them enough.
Yeah, for sure, man. Again, like, it's a different landscape nowadays with crowdfunding now. It's not like you have to go try to find a producer to convince them and fund your vision and get money from your job and other stuff. You can actually ask people hey, if you want to see this, help support, go ahead, and people that want to do it can do it and whatnot. So yeah, no, and I think that's really good for independent films, because now we're getting a lot of visions and creativity out there that we wouldn't see otherwise.
Right.
Yeah, and they get something for it too. It's like they're getting different perks. They're pre-ordering the movie. They're being a part of the movie. It's such a cool thing where you actually get to work with the filmmakers, and the filmmakers get to collaborate with fans and people that are just appreciative of the independent film world. And it's such a cool thing. I've worked with so many amazing people, and I just couldn't imagine how it would be without that. It would be definitely a different world. And I mean, even with this stuff, I'm still putting my own money into these movies, because I want them to be as good as possible, but there's only so much I can put in.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Like, between the day job and funds and literally everything else going on in life.
This current economy. Everything's so fucking expensive.
The biggest, yeah.
Do I want to film a scene today, or do I want to eat?
Exactly.
Ramen noodles, all month.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, those go a long way,
you gotta
man.
for your craft.
Yeah, I know, right? Sleep? What's that?
Do you plan on adding any extras? Do you have any kind of extra material that you might include with your physical release, or is that kind of just something that hasn't really crossed your thought yet? Or you know what I mean? Yeah.
You mean like special features, like bonus features on
like bonus material, maybe commentary track, stuff like that? Do you plan on doing anything like that?
Yeah, I always I love the blooper reel. Those are always fun. A lot of times I'll have interviews with the cast and crew. We'll do trailers. We've done had music videos, if a song was done for the movie, we just, I try to just put in interesting stuff like that. But yeah, I always try to throw in at least a few extras and stuff like that, just so you're not just getting the movie, you're getting some other stuff too. Because a lot of times, me personally, I love to see that kind of stuff, especially if it's a movie I'm really into. I want to learn more about it and hear stories from it and see things like that. So I think that's a big part of the physical media. Another thing that makes it special, you get those extras.
I mean, if you ever want to do a commentary track, I know a certain Paleo Media YouTuber who could probably help out with that.
Oh, really? Who?
Awesome.
yeah. It's just some guy I know.
You know a lot of people, man. But
I know enough.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some there's some okay guys out there, I guess, who do paleo media coverage. I guess you could get.
Oh yeah, totally.
One of those live streaming things where the live commentary while people watch the movie at the same time.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool too.
Cool.
Yeah, you could do that for a live stream. Yeah, that'd be neat.
Yeah, that wouldn't be. I mean, if we got like special permission and not get copyright, because that's kind of the reason why people don't do it, is because the abusive copyright shit that happens a lot on YouTube. So people want to do it. I know some content creators that do it, but they've got to like. It's basically like this, where they're just watching the movie, but it's like obviously they're not showing it on screen.
That's how Risk Tracks does it. They sell you a CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to time it to start at the same time. That way,
Exactly.
the viewers would be just watching their own copies at the same time.
Right.
But it could be cool.
Yeah. I think that'd be a cool idea down the road. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Diego, do you want to go ahead and ask some of the questions from the fans or the chat?
Have I not been doing that already, Julian? Huh? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, there's a couple you haven't asked, so
okay.
I don't know.
So have you seen the short film Batman Dead End? I'm kidding. That was a joke. Well, I mean, you guys can answer if you want, but
I mean, I've seen it. I saw it a long time ago when it first came out.
I don't know anything about that, so that's a you guys.
Oh, Batman Dead End. Batman Dead End was a fan film from back in the day, where it was a fan film. It was a big deal because it was a fan film where Batman was fighting the Joker, but then Predator showed up, and then an alien showed up, and it was like this, like really good like special effects, and it was like this battle between Batman and a Predator, and it was like a huge deal back in the day.
That sounds really cool, actually.
I've not seen that.
You have not seen it? Oh man, it was a fun little thing. It was a fun little thing back in the day. Like I'm not sure how well it holds up, but it was back in the heyday of fan films because we weren't getting really much anything superhero related for the longest time, so it was like the Wild West out there. We're getting like a bunch of Spider-Man fan films, like that one from the 90s where the Green Goblin shows up on like a skateboard with like a little smoke machine on it and stuff. So, but yeah, no, I remember it being kind of fun. Primal World did ask Brad though, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Favorite dinosaur?
Yes.
That's a hard one.
It always is.
I agree. That is a hard one. So many cool ones out there.
Yep. I just asked Primal. Hold your horses.
God, impatient.
Yeah.
So I am by far no expert or anything. Now my son, he can tell you everything. Like he's all about, as a kid, I was huge into dinosaurs, still am, but I don't know the proper scientific, all that good stuff. But I would probably say an Allosaurus.
That's a good one.
That is a very good
just
choice.
Like, I feel like it's kind of like a T-Rex, but more vicious. I don't know. Like
it's definitely more of a threat to a person because there's no reason why a giant T-Rex would want to eat one of us. But an Allosaurus, we're big enough to where we'll actually be a snack.
Small, but still big, And I always, growing up, I don't know if you guys were familiar with this, but I used to buy dinosaurs attack cards, trading cards.
Oh, hell yeah.
Very familiar with that. I did a whole video retrospective on that. Yeah.
I absolutely loved those. And like they had the stickers and stuff that came at the end, and I always thought the Allosaurus looked cool, like the coolest one. Like that was one of the sticker cards. But those were so great. They came out, when I was a kid, and I was getting these, and I was like, people were getting disemboweled and stuff and ripped apart, and I was like, this is great. Like,
yep, like that was for the longest time, that was like the goriest shit with dinosaurs until Carnosaur came out. Yeah, so
cool and got in trouble, like because I had them like in grade school, and I was like showing them to kids, like, look at these cool cards, and then like the teacher was like, you can't have these in school, and like called my mom and stuff, and
like what? Like bullshit. I mean, like Mars Attacks came out in the 50s. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. Oh shit. Oh, there's one for you, Diego.
Yeah, I saw that. So the question from Phoenix Nani, they asked, Diego, how would you feel if Mark Polonia made Monstrosaurus the film you talked about in unmade dinosaur movies? Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't trust him now because he uses AI in replacement for special effects in his movies, so I wouldn't. I would not trust him at all with it. I would love if you asked if I knew about Monstrosaurus like 10 years ago, and you asked me that, I probably would have been like, yeah, I think Mark Polonia could make it a pretty fun film, maybe. But I mean, I would just trust maybe just Brett Piper to do it entirely by himself. I mean, he was able to handle dinosaur babes, and those dinosaurs look fine. Listen.
We got Brad Twigg and Brett Piper now. They can do it.
Yeah.
We're just going to put a bunch of expectations on Brad.
But I guess for context, just in case people don't know, Monstrosaurus it's one of those like plesiosaur dinosaur flicks that was planned by Brett Piper. He was gonna make it, but for reasons that I still don't know, he ended up scrapping the film. So it's just one of those movies that, you know, he has that and was just never made. And I covered it in one of my videos before. So, but yeah, no. As far as how I feel about Mark Polonia doing it, I wouldn't trust him at all these days because he's fallen down the AI pipeline, unfortunately, like a lot of other indie filmmakers, especially for like dinosaur content. Well, it's weird. There's a lot of them that are doing dinosaur films with AI. So I mean, like, yeah.
Is it like rub a little bit more salt in the wound because he actually did do stop motion for the film and they just put AI over it?
Yeah, he did it for, for Amityville Rex. Yeah, they had a stop motion puppet. And it looked good. It was neat. Actually, that's kind of funny. One thing that I was gonna point out earlier that I completely forgot to mention, 2026 seems to be like the year for supernatural dinosaur movies because yours is like the third one that's coming out this year. That, you know, there's Amityville Rex, there's one that got released called Dinogeist, and then there's yours, T-Rexorcist, which I thought was interesting. I don't know if you know about these other films or if this is all just coincidence.
Actually, my friend made Dinogeist.
Really?
Yeah, John Migliore. He actually is my visual effects artist that I've worked with on a lot of my stuff.
Oh wow!
He's out of Canada. He did Ouija Shark. Is that what it was called? The Ouija Shark 2 and 3. Like he didn't do the first one, but
that sounds about right.
But yeah, he's done a bunch of like monster movies and stuff. But Wild Eye Releasing, that's who does like pretty much all those movies. You know, like most of the Mark Polonia stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they really like dinosaur movies and shark movies.
Yeah,
like they try to get filmmakers to make a bunch of those. So I think that's just that and Amityville stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they've been milking the Amityville shit forever.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
When you go down that rabbit hole, you find the funniest crossovers with Amityville. Like there's Amityville in space. I'm sure there's Amityville Shark. There's definitely a shark movie where it's just Amityville Shark or something like that.
There's one that's Amityville Sasquatch versus Psycho Clown or something. I remember I was promoting it.
I think Mark Polonia made an Amityville Shark movie.
Yeah,
I fully believe he did.
Pretty cool.
Amityville Shark House.
Yeah, no.
I'm not seeing his name attached to it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
There's probably like 4 or 5 of them, dude.
That's true. But I'm just looking at the first ones that come up, and
there you go. Fair enough.
Amityville Island.
Yeah,
I think
that's just a place from Jaws. Amityville Island was like the name of the island from Jaws.
I gotta look up Mark's.
Somebody just asked a really good question, and now that I'm thinking about it, it does kind of make sense. Did the Dino God and the Dinosaurs Attack cards inspire the T-Rexorcist creature?
Yes.
That's awesome.
It was a combination of that and Brett, because in the script it was green. It was written more like in the style of like the Carnosaur T-Rex, and I was talking to Brett when he was designing it, and for one thing, I'm a huge Dinosaurs Attack fan, like I said, and I just kind of wanted to pay tribute to that, but he was bringing up, you know, what if it's red and has like these horns and stuff, and I just loved what he was kind of coming up with, and we just kind of combined our ideas, and he came up with this freaking awesome looking T-Rex monster thing that I think it turned out great. but yeah, definitely an inspiration.
That's really cool.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. We need more dinosaur attack shit in media, so I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It should make a return. I think I think there's definitely a cult following for dinosaurs attacks. I don't know if like maybe that's being maybe I'm not giving enough credit, but I feel like there's definitely an audience that want it back.
Definitely,
mean,
and they were actually going to make a movie of that.
Yeah.
Like a Hollywood movie was going to be made of that, but it got canceled or whatever for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
Tim
But
Burton was going to do it, and then it got canceled because Jurassic Park came out, and they lost their faith.
Yeah. Yeah, we were literally talking about this last stream yesterday, which is funny.
Yep.
But yeah,
They're like, there's no way we can do those effects.
Yeah, I always loved like gory dinosaur movies. Like there should have been so many more of them because like that's what I was more into. Like I know people think dinosaur movies and they're like, oh, Jurassic Park and stuff. As a kid, I literally had the Jurassic Park toys from the first movie, and I had like the Raptor and the T-Rex, and I would literally get like GI Joes and stuff and get a red marker and make them all like gory looking with the
Hell yeah,
red,
same here,
and
man.
like it was Carnosaurs. Like I didn't play Jurassic Park.
There were definitely
You were
gory
doing-
dinosaur content during the 90s, definitely, because what is it? It was in a different format. The one thing that I've noticed is that you see it a lot in comic books, like from that era. You see a lot of gory dinosaur content there, but I guess in film, maybe it was just more of a liability.
They did like a Carnosaur comic. It was not related to the book or the movie. It was like 2 issues or something. Carnosaurus,
Carnage,
something
Carnage?
like that. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, you did a video on that one.
Yeah, I did a.
Yeah, I never read that comic, but it looked cool.
The cover makes it look a lot cooler than what it actually is. It's which that's how it goes for a lot of that kind of content. But what is it? Carnosaur Carnage was actually a one-shot released by Atomica Press, I believe is what their company was called. And they did these like themed anthologies comic books, and I guess because dinosaurs were such a popular thing in the 90s, they released a dinosaur themed one called Carnosaur Carnage, which was weird because just from the title and the cover you would think it's something horror related, but in actuality there wasn't really anything like horror related to them. There were 4 dinosaur stories within that comic book, and they were all very different from each other, and none of them were horror. Like none of them were like horror related. I would say more satirical, more tongue in cheek. I would say, like there's one in like a 50s comics art, like that has a 50s comic art style that's very tongue in cheek, kind of making fun of the attitude of the comics in that era. There's one it's like what is it? It's called Dinosaurs Rule or something, and it's like making fun of the dinosaur caveman trope that you see a lot in paleo media. There's one that's making fun of like the era where like stop motion and suitmation special effects artists were kind of beefing, during the 50s and 60s when there was like that transitional phase where they were kind of focusing, like when special effects artists were focusing more on like suitmation as as opposed to like stop motion, because it's an easier thing to accomplish. It's faster. So like it's a lot of it was very tongue in cheek. None of it was ever horror related, at least from what I've seen, in my opinion.
Well, now I'm glad I never sought it out, because I think it would have disappointed.
I think it would have disappointed a lot of people, because it low key disappointed me a little bit. I was like, damn, I was expecting something more brutal out of this.
L.A. Raptor, though.
Yeah, L.A. Raptor was probably the closest thing to a comic adaptation of the Carnosaur film.
Is that the one that had 2 issues?
Yeah, that's the one that had 2 issues.
Okay, I was getting them confused. I've
Yeah.
never read either one, but I used to collect comics when I was a kid, and like I saw, like, I was more into like the indie comics and like the more horror related stuff.
Right.
And I remember seeing those, and just for some reason I never got them.
I think the best medium to get your Carnosaur fix from, and this goes even to the 90s, all the way till now, is probably the literary aspect, like the literary book, the literature, the dinosaur
Right.
books that come out, because since they don't have a budget or concerns about producers or anything, they're allowed to get crazy with it. Like a lot of the dinosaur, like even the original Jurassic Park was really fucking gory.
Mhm.
And then there was like Carnivore, and nowadays there's all that shit by Michael Cole, makes like a new book every other fucking month that's just like a Carnosaur inspired story or something.
Yeah, and then
I'll have to check those. I still haven't read the original Carnosaur book after
Oh
all
man,
these years.
it's
I
good.
need to.
It's good,
yeah,
man.
I recommend. It's easier to seek out now because there's reprints now that you can find it a lot easier. So because like before the reprints, the recent reprints, I feel like it was kind of hard to find it at like a
yeah, to find
price.
it online.
Yeah,
I had to find it
I mean,
online.
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
really
maybe there
expensive.
was kind of maybe it was easy to find, and I just was stupid and didn't know where to look.
No, you're right. It wasn't easy to find because they didn't reprint it since like
93?
the first Carnosaur movie came out.
Yeah.
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 It wasn't
So
as
it's
much. It was also really, when you did find them, they were expensive. Because I remember trying before they re-released it a few years back. There's the one from the early '80s, the original. What was it, like 1983 or something? When the first book, when it originally came out, and then when Carnosaur was turned into a movie, then they re-released it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
even that one was still going for a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
until the newer version is out. Now it's like under $20, I think, to get it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's worth a read. Like, if you ever get a chance to check it out, definitely do it because it's different from the movie, but just as gory and just as fun.
I hear it's more brutal.
I was
actually
gonna say
than the
not
movie.
just
Yeah.
as gory, Julian. It's a lot more brutal. Like
Yeah.
I think for all intents and purposes, it was probably one of the earlier examples of the splatterpunk genre. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you, like just
Actually,
Yeah,
based
and I'm
yeah,
not a
on
huge fan of that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
because
probably
from what
right,
I've
and-
read about like what splatterpunk means and the taboos and the cultural significance around it, honestly, Carnosaur does sound like it falls in line with that. So I
So
mean,
does Slimer, which was his book
Yeah.
before Carnosaur, which was very, very much splatterpunk. There was like just a bunch of fucked up shit happening. Which Slimer was turned into a movie too called Proteus. Back in the 90s.
Whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, Proteus.
Proteus. I knew it. Yeah,
Yep, and that's
Yeah.
John Brosnan actually wrote that script for the movie, so that's like the only movie adaptation he actually worked on for his books.
yeah. That movie is not. I don't know.
It's
I
not
haven't
great.
read the book.
The book is better, 100%, because he didn't have a budget that he had to work with. But the movie was.
Yeah, I remember like the end got cool with like the big
Yeah.
monster thing.
I mean, it's just a
But
thing, but like on a
Very
low rig.
slow.
Like there's a lot of cool imagery and a lot of cool effects, but it does take a solid like half the runtime to get going for real.
Yeah, I remember when that came out, renting it on VHS and kind of being like, eh.
Yeah. It's one of those movies I appreciate more on a rewatch. From like, okay, now do I know what to expect? I can check out for the first half of the movie and then get really excited about the second half. I can
Yeah.
go do work for the first half of the movie and then sit down and want to have a break to watch the rest of it.
Then you got Craig Fairbrass in there, like the
Oh yeah,
British Western hairdo.
he plays like
He
the
did.
character he's playing in the movie is like the worst villain. Like he's a villain in the book, like,
Yeah.
and I say worse in the fact that he like does horrible shit to people, but in the movie, I guess the character was just too sick and disturbed that they made him a good guy.
Yeah. They wanted the audience, I guess, not to hate him.
Yeah, and it's like, oh well, why didn't you use the actual heroes from the book? It was like, well, we're not going to do that because we got this guy playing him.
Yeah, I actually still own. I have a copy of that movie. I don't think it was ever released on DVD or anything in the U.S. I have like an Italian import or something.
Yeah, I have it. I think it was. I remember seeing it, but it was so limited. Like it was hard as hell to get it. So I also have the Italian import version. So I don't know. It beats me. But yeah, no. I definitely check out. There's a bunch of dinosaur books out there nowadays that are pretty solid. But there's also a lot that aren't that solid. There's a lot out there that are
absolutely. There's some that are just hot garbage.
Yeah, like there's a novelization. It's apparently Planet of the Dinosaurs is public domain. Anybody can just take it and write a novelization of it, which means I gotta tackle it at some point. But someone wrote a novelization of it. I'm like, okay, cool. I love Planet of Dinosaurs. It's like one of my childhood movies. I love that. And I read it. And the first half is like just like backstory, and it's the most childish, dumb stuff. I'm sorry, I can't defend it. I'm like, this is so, I'm not against dick jokes. I just don't think Planet of the Dinosaurs is the place to put it in.
Yeah, that doesn't really seem fitting.
Yeah, it is very weird. Like, read it if you're out of curiosity, because the parts that are actually in the movie, like the parts that are like he does like some like point of view dinosaur parts that are really cool, but everything else is like, if it's not verbatim from the movie, it's not that great.
That's a movie I guess we'll never get like a decent release of, unfortunately.
No, you're gonna get the cheesy movies version.
Yeah, that's the version I have. Yeah.
I don't know. It's public domain. Maybe one of the boutique companies can just take it and do it. I mean, like I said,
we'll do it, Julian. You and me. We'll
yeah, there we go. We'll hunt those. We'll hunt those guys down and try and find the negative that we can do a 4K of. They're gonna be like, it's somewhere in my garage.
I think the negative is like gone, or they don't know where it is, or.
I mean, like I don't blame them. They were very heartbroken that their movie didn't do too well. So I would not be like the guy who did the puppets. Weren't they the guy who did the special effects destroyed them because he was so mad that the movie failed?
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I can believe it.
And I'm like, that sucks because those stop motion puppets were amazing in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, don't do that, man.
Who was the guy that did them? There was more than one person.
Yeah, but one of them was like a actual like big dude. Like I forgot who it was. It was one of the main stop motion guys. It wasn't Phil Tippett or anybody, but
that would
have been crazy.
That would have been cool.
That'll explain why the budget's so low for everything else, but the dinosaur effects look great. Was it the guy who did When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth? Who was it?
David Allen? No.
Yeah.
No. Not him.
Did David Allen work on that?
It was somebody. Danforth? Was it Danforth?
Shoot, maybe it was.
Production. Yeah, we're all just looking it up right now.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Shit out. Yeah,
like, who the fuck was it?
Yeah.
Because now I'm curious. There is one name that I think I saw.
Doug Beswick.
Doug Beswick.
Doesn't really ring a bell, but
no.
Oh
man, like who knows? I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna like send a message in our Discord and be like, "It's this guy. I know it."
No, I bet
Rick Baker? No way. That was a primary vehicle stop motion animation. Doug Beswick, who survived the production of Octoman. Oh, Doug Beswick worked with Rick Baker. No, that's a whole rabbit hole I'll get into later. We're on a stream right now.
It looks like Jim Danforth, and I'm just looking this up on IMDb. He was a matte artist.
He did the matte stuff.
Yeah, Stephen Cherkis.
Oh.
Okay, he did the special visual effect. Okay, I know who Stephen Cherkis is. Yeah, that's the name that I thought I was thinking of. And then you have Jim Opperl.
So Jim actually did something for it.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay, but not the sort of stop motion. He just did the background.
Yeah. Well, it says here it just says special visual effects is what he did.
Okay,
so, I mean
he might have.
Maybe, yeah. But
they got him for an hour, and he's like, "All right, I'll move a little bit."
I guess what is it? Oh shit! I didn't realize how much stuff that guy worked on. Jesus Christ! I'm just looking at his profile right now. Damn, he's worked on a lot of shit
every day.
Yeah.
Now you gotta do a whole video about him. You gotta
Oh,
do a
God.
deep dive of this guy.
He did stuff for The Thing? Oh, shit. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
That's
'cause-
awesome.
Yeah, because he was working with Rick Baker. I saw on there, so I'm like, Rick Baker
That's
did the
fucking
effects for the
sick.
thing. Yep. So he went on to do stuff. Good job, Plant of Dinosaurs guy.
I think he just kind of showed up for a lunch break and then just kind of spent 20 minutes on it and then left. Now that I'm looking at this, his filmography here, I can't imagine he was there for even an hour.
He's like, I'll move an arm, like, because it takes like forever to do stop motion. So he was
Yeah.
able to move like a couple of seconds.
That's awesome.
Oh man, but
Yeah.
no. Tyrant King asked, "What are your opinions on Primitive War?" I'm assuming he's talking to Brad because I think we've already said our
Nobody
piece
cares.
about
Nobody
Primitive
cares
War.
about us and our opinions.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, this is
Brad, how do you
Brad.
feel about Primitive War?
Is that the Vietnam dinosaur movie?
Yeah, that's the one.
I couldn't sit through it.
There you go.
I think that's the first of that kind of response I've heard, but that's actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to it. It sounded cool, and I sat like it came on. I think one of the streaming apps, like I don't know what it was, but it finally showed up on one of those, and I was like, oh, this sounds really cool, and I watched it, and it was, I don't know how far I got into it. I definitely got into where the dinosaurs were showing up, but I just did not like it at all. I didn't like the look of it, the feel of it. Like, it just wasn't for me. I mean, it's cool to see a movie like that being made. I'm all for it. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
The premise and everything sounded great. Like I don't know.
Like I definitely helped that I read the book before going in because I do not like the book at all. So I was like, it can only go up from here. So
that won't stop him from talking about it, though.
I'll talk mad shit about the Primitive War book. That book is not good, in my opinion. And I've had so many. I don't understand how people can read it and think it's good. Like I really don't. People are like, it's so deep and
from
cool.
my experience,
and
they're only looking at it from the dinosaur perspective of it. They
must be
some of the dinosaur aspects of it. They like. First off, especially if you look at it from the perspective of the dinosaur community, I guess in the book the dinosaurs are like somewhat more like realistic and accurate in look, so obviously they're gonna love that. I think they also like some of the speculative biology of some of the dinosaurs. Like, for example, I think the Quetzalcoatlus had like the semi or full on prehensile tongues. That was something that people really liked. Stuff like that. That's what really gets their gears going about shit like that.
All these dino purists didn't care that Utah Raptor was named like fucking 40 years before they even knew they existed.
Yeah, I guess.
And like they're like, that we like our accuracy, but fuck that. I don't know. Like it was just a silly book made by that was just a birth from Call of Duty fan fic or whatever it is about dinosaurs. So good for him. Good for the author for building such a fan base that loves his work. But I am not part of it.
I didn't even know it was based on a book.
You're
good. I wish I knew that.
You're a certified hater. That's what you are.
Yeah, no, he's sitting there like, I wish I didn't know it was based on. I wish I didn't know the book existed. That'd be nice. But no, actually, I wouldn't because I might go read it. Yeah, then I might have to go read it, and then I'll be right where I am right now.
Right.
All this shit's gonna get back to the fucking author, and I'm gonna get like a message from him being, "Hey, listen here, you little bitch." I'm gonna be like, and I'll tell him to his face.
Spark, you just get a cease and desist.
Yeah. Fuck Luke Spark. That guy's an asshole for what he did. And he's trying to do that Western dinosaur thing now, which he says it's not AI, but I'm not convinced.
There might be a bigger problem happening with that one than just like the what is it that people seem to have even more like people are saying that it might be a potential scam. Apparently,
I fully believe that.
Apparently, Luke Spark is going to court for I forget why he's going to court, but he's going to court, and around like literally weeks before or months, I don't know, sometime before shortly before he's doing that, he launches this Kickstarter for a dinosaur project, right?
Or court cost.
But like people, that's the conclusion that some people have come to. It's like, oh, they're putting two and two together. He's making all this money, but he has to go to court. Like that's kind of what people are putting together. But I don't know anything about it. I haven't kept up with it. I've been too busy in my own YouTube world over here.
I don't care enough about Luke Spark to actually look into it.
No, there's other people who are making dinosaur content right now that are more deserving of coverage than Spark.
Like Brad Twigg.
Yeah,
we should get that guy on here.
Yeah.
Oh, here's one. I'm sure this one's not meant for us because we had a whole fucking stream about it. But what were your thoughts on the end of Oak Street?
I haven't seen it. I think it's great that they're doing a dinosaur movie but I mean, I think it's like PG-13, so I don't have high hopes. But just knowing that they're doing a dinosaur movie is cool.
Yeah,
like that they made a dinosaur movie. I'm happy to see that.
I'm always appreciative of more dinosaur movies in the mainstream. However, I thought it was just okay. Don't let that like obscure your judgment or anything. Go watch it for yourself. But like, I thought it was okay. I'm not going to get into that. We went over.
I like lots of the red stuff with their dinosaur movies, and they don't make many like that. So
like what do we have over the years? We had all the Jurassic World movies, Primitive War, 65.
Yeah.
We haven't had too good of a track record.
I mean, as far as theatrical releases go, yeah, pretty much.
I'm like sitting there, how the fuck is 65 the second best Planet of Dinosaurs movie?
That's not, I don't even like lumping it. It's painful for me to lump it even next to Planet of Dinosaurs because in my opinion,
it's a huge gap.
It's with how as ridiculous as Planet of Dinosaurs was. And as like unintentionally hilarious as it was, it's miles better than what 65 could ever do.
Oh yeah, they had Papa Jupiter from Hills Have Eyes in it. Like it's fucking amazing.
Oh man, what is it?
Here's the one I've been looking at.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was about to ask a question that was maybe like that was gonna wrap us around back to T-Rexorcist a little bit, but if you have one, go for it.
Oh, I was going to ask this, but there's just one question that's been staring at me saying, you wouldn't mind asking what your top 10 favorite movies are. And I'm like, we can't do a top 10, buddy. That's a lot. We can do like a top 2, maybe. Okay, we'll say it this way. What are your top 3 favorite movies that like
Raptor
express you as expression? Oh God. I mean, you each your own. That expresses you as a filmmaker. Like, what would you say is your main inspirations?
Phew, that's a hard one. I mean, probably. Oh, go ahead. What?
I'll go ahead and go first if you want me to. I'll tell you I have it on my letterbox so I don't forget.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so my favorite. I'll go a little bit above and beyond. I'll give you my top 4 because I have them on here. Number 1 is Carnosaur, of course.
Whoa.
Number 2.
Are you serious, dude? Damn.
Yeah, I'm serious. I know. Shocker.
That's crazy.
Number 2 is The Thing. The Thing is a movie that has stuck with me forever. It's a big inspiration to a lot of my own work that I do, and it's my favorite John Carpenter movie. Number 3 is Tremors. Tremors molded who I am as a person. Yeah. I feel like Carnosaur started it, but Tremors like solidified what I look for in films because it's such a well done. Like it's almost a perfect monster movie. Like I say almost only because sometimes the blue screen looks a little iffy. Everything else about it though is amazing. You have like the characters are great. The whole sense of community against a big threat is awesome. You actually it's a masterclass of how to do a creature feature. And then my last one is Clear Cut, which is a movie from back in the 90s about like this lawyer who's lost a case helping these indigenous people try to stop this lumber business from going on their land. And then he and the owner of the lumber yard get kidnapped by this indigenous guy who is like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm going to take you guys out into the middle of nowhere and just fuck with you." And it's like a really good movie. It's a folk horror film to a certain degree, but it's really well done. It has what's his name? It has the guy. Is it Green? Is the guy from Dancing with Wolves? Graham Greene. He's in it, and he's really good. And it's just a really well done folk horror film, and that I'm a big folk horror guy, so it fit my vibe. But yeah, no, those are mine. Just to go ahead and get this started off.
Yeah. Now that you got an idea of like what they're asking, what are your two films? Or you could list more if you want. It's up to you.
So I would probably say Bad Taste.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's actually my all-time favorite movie. Like
Peter Jackson's first movie.
Yeah. Not to have two from the same director, but Dead Alive or Brain Dead, whatever you want to call it.
Also great.
Toxic Avenger.
Okay.
And then probably Dawn of the Dead.
Fuck yeah. I like that's a very cool like spectrum you got going on. You got from all the way to like the goofy gore, like as Peter Jackson was known back in the day, the clown godfather of gore back in the day. He was the one that was like going above and beyond. Yeah.
Gore, love that stuff.
And then you go all the way to the other side with George Romero, Dawn of the Dead, which is like the serious introspective of, what it means to be a human and what zombies are and stuff like that. So yeah, no, hell yeah. Good list. And then of course you have the Toxic Avenger there, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you met
Lloyd? Oh yeah, I've actually Lloyd was in the second movie I ever made.
Oh, for real? Hell, I love Lloyd for doing that kind of stuff. He'll show up in a lot of people's movies if you ask him. I actually met him for the first time. I met him for the first time 3 times in one night because I was at this. Yeah. So I was at this drag show where there was like Toxic Avenger themed drag show over in Austin.
Were you performing?
And I went there. He was not performing, no, but he was there.
Performing?
Oh, was I performing? No, I missed the cutoff date, unfortunately. But I went there and I went to the restroom and I was at like the urinal. I turned and fucking Lloyd Kaufman walks in next to me and just sits there.
That's awesome.
So I made him. I'm like, and we're both like at the sink washing our hands. I'm like, hey, you look familiar. He's like, yeah, whatever. And just leaves. And then I go outside and I get introduced to him because I was there working for Dread Central at the time. And then I get introduced to him by my friend Joe Manco. I want to say his name is the guy from Little Sparks Films. And he's like, hey, Lloyd, this is Julian from Dread. He's like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. We meet again. And then I get introduced to him again by somebody else after the drag show. Like, hey, this is Julian. He's like, oh, hey, nice to meet you.
You know what would have been such a power move? You too. You know what would have been such a power move if you just looked at him, you were like, yeah, whatever, and you just walked away.
Oh, God. No, I couldn't do that to Lloyd. He's too nice. He was a great guy. He gave me a bunch of signed shit. So
that's pretty cool. That's actually a really cool story. That's really.
Oh yeah, no, it was nice. Lloyd's a good guy. And I guess Diego, what's your 3 favorite? I guess
my favorites constantly fluctuate. It's so hard to pinpoint. It's gonna be different next week. It's so hard to pinpoint favorites. And then of course there's the fact that like I have that dinosaur bias because I am a paleo themed channel, so like I'm always looking at like paleo movies. But I guess if I'm gonna what is it?
It's gonna be funny if none of them are dinosaur films. You're gonna be like
Dancing
with Wolves.
I definitely have non-favorite like
The Graduate.
I definitely have favorite non-dinosaur films, but like. It's a lot. It's The Thing. I love The Thing. That's a movie that I can never get tired of. I'm big on aliens, so like Fire in the Sky was another big one that I really love. There's another one. It's a bit of an older one. Night of the Hunter. I love that one. I watched.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah, I watched that one for film school, and that was just. Or not film school, but for my film class when I was going to school like a few years back. Mm-hmm. And that was just the one movie out of like the maybe 10 that we watched for that semester that really stood out to me. I really love that.
It's just a well done film. It's like a perfect like noir.
Yeah. And it was, what is it? I believe it was that director. I forget his name. It was his only film. and I'm just
He's like,
damn, dude, you came into this world, made absolute gold, and just and yeah, that's it. You called it quits from
I
there.
can do no better than I can with this, and he just left.
Yeah. Well, actually, to be fair, I think the reason why he only made one was because he ended up passing away suddenly. So I think that was what is it? I think that was mainly what happened. But
he didn't want any excuse to make a film.
No, love Night of the Hunter. As far as dinosaurs go, there's one dinosaur movie that I fucking absolutely love. It's Journey to the Beginning of Time from the
the Russian one, right?
Yes, or I
used to have that,
the Czech one.
I used to have that on Czech.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have that on VHS back in the day.
In my opinion, there's not enough whimsical dinosaur movie. Like truly whimsical, almost imaginary, dreamlike kind of dinosaur movies. You saw a lot of them in the silent era, I feel like, but there's very few movies that do it well. And in my opinion, Journey to the Beginning of Time does it well. It's not just, there's no logical reason for how they're going back in time. It's all very childlike. It's all very, it's as if you were just playing in your backyard and you pretend to go back in time and you're encountering all these prehistoric animals. I think that's why I'm so drawn to it, is because I did that when I was a kid, and watching that movie brought back so many memories of when, when times were simple for me when I was a kid and I did that shit, so I love Journey to the Beginning of Time. So I would say those definitely stand out.
Yeah. I mean, I need to watch that film again because it was really. I remember that was like something I used to watch all the time because I had the VHS of it. Mm-hmm. And it came in like those it came in that plastic case, so it was good.
Yeah.
And I was watching it like all the time, and the part I really remember is the Ceratosaurus fighting the Stegosaurus, and I was like, that shit was burned into my brain.
It's so cool because they used like a wide range of special effects. Like some of it was stop motion. Some of it was like cutouts.
Puppets.
Yeah.
That's a big thing they did too.
They did full scale, like for the dead Stegosaurus. They did like a full scale when they did the up close shot. They did like a full scale model of it. And they did like the cutouts, the cardboard or paper cutout stop motion ones. That what is it? That one was really cool too. But I really like that film. It's very, very artsy. I think that's also why I like it, is because it felt like a very beautiful art project.
Oh yeah, and again, it has that whimsy to it. That's really nice. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of Russian stop motion dinosaur films that I was not aware existed until recently, because we never got shit from Russia. Like all that shit was bootleg, and now we're in like the Czech Republic and the former Soviet Union, and now that stuff is starting to trickle down thanks to like niche boutiques and stuff like that getting rights to them and showing them to us. And I'm like, what do you mean there's all this shit that from the back in the day that I don't know about? But it's also really cool to see like this other side of the world and what they did and what's different about their view of film compared to ours, because there's, especially when I was talking to Blue Worm, Richard Severin, the stop motion guy from YouTube, when I was interviewing him, and he's from Switzerland, I want to say. He was talking to me how like they used to get like all the stop motion and paper puppet shows from Russia and the Czech Republic and all that kind of stuff, and that was like a huge thing in Europe, and we never got that kind of shit. We barely got that kind of shit over here. We might have gotten like Gumby or something.
Yeah, for real.
So it's really interesting seeing how it is over there. But anyways, you wanted to swing this back to T-Rexorcist before we call it a night?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna ask another question from our list. I was gonna ask like what was the experience of actually filming and making T-Rexorcist? Like, were there any challenges? I'm not sure there was. If there were, like, what kind of challenges or obstacles did you run into while filming or making the film at any point?
So I had never worked with stop motion before, so I really didn't know what I was doing or how to kind of film to have that kind of to be able to, I guess, the backgrounds for Brett to put in the stop motion dinosaurs and everything. So that was a huge learning experience. Thankfully, everything turned out, but it was definitely a learning curve for me because I didn't really, like I said, I had never done anything like that before.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really interesting. But for the actors, it's always a challenge to kind of pretend like something's there that's not there. I'm sure as an actor, it's easier when there's something actually physically there in front of you to react to. So I'm sure that was a challenge for them. Everybody did a great job though. But yeah, mainly it was just trying to get used to filming for something that wasn't there and making sure, all the framing worked and everything to fit in the dinosaur.
Mm-hmm. Right. Is this your first
Yeah,
dinosaur film? Is this your first attempt at a dinosaur film?
It is. I'm hoping to do another one for sure though.
Do you think
'Cause
you'll
I
move
really
forward
enjoyed it.
also doing stop motion with it too, or do you think after learning about this you might try to approach a different way to do the special effects?
I'd love to do something more in the style of Carnosaur, where there's like actual like puppets and like how they did in like part 2 and 3. They literally had dudes in suits.
Yeah.
Like the Raptors were just guys in like rubber suits. Like I just
Yeah.
love the look of that. Or they push them on like dollies, so they just wheel across the floor. Like
But yeah, pretty much.
I'd like to do something kind of in that style. I think that would be really cool. I could probably never afford to have like a T-Rex type,
A
like
16
full
foot
scale,
tall
like how they,
T-Rex.
yeah, like,
Where
I
would
would
you
love
put?
that,
Yeah,
but
where would you put it? You know.
yeah, I wouldn't have anywhere to put it. But in the with Carnosaur, I heard they had so many issues with that, like with it not working and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
they ended
Adam
mostly just
Simon
using the
hated it.
puppets.
Adam
Yeah, but
Simon was like, it was just a stunt. That's all it was a big stunt. They can use that premieres.
yeah, I'd like to do something more with like Raptor, like, and I know those aren't what raptors actually look like. They found that they were more likely to have been smaller and had feathers and all that kind of stuff. But I would go with that, even though it's not scientifically accurate. I would still like to go with more like that kind of look of
I mean,
the
oh yeah, it's
raptors.
fun. It looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Right.
something like that, like with raptors, like tearing people apart would be really cool. I don't know what the setup would be or anything, but I would love to do something with raptors just tearing people apart in like
So
a
next
town
time
or
you
something.
so next time you do a crowdfund, we have to like hammer that shit in everywhere. We have to like put it on as many platforms as possible.
Yeah, yeah. If we could raise, somewhat decent budget, we could really do some cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
This is a question that you don't have to answer. If you want to keep your secrets to yourself. But I am curious. You said that you are hoping to make another dinosaur film. Do you have any other concepts lying around that you want to give us like a hint on what a future dinosaur film might be? Should you do another one, or is that something you might
Not
want to
really.
hold close to?
I don't have anything I've kind of thought of or any ideas other than that I would want it to be like a really gory movie, and I would definitely want at least like a raptor to be in it. Some kind of like really crazy raptor running around wreaking havoc,
An unofficial
tearing
film
people apart.
adaptation of LA Raptor. You can do something like
Yeah.
that.
Make it just do like a traditional werewolf narrative, but make it a velociraptor instead. The guy just turns into
A guy
a
turns into
a
a
raptor
raptor. That's
man.
actually kind of cool.
Yeah. I got bit by a velociraptor, which means I'm going to turn into a velociraptor.
I mean, that's kind of Velocipaster, but you could do like a more maybe serious attempt at that.
Yeah, like it's just like a velociraptor. He's like a martial artist or some shit that he
He's
learns how to turn into a raptor. This one's like, oh no,
he's
a full
priest.
moon, and then
He wasn't even a martial. He was a priest.
well, does he become a martial artist by the end?
Maybe
I don't
I
remember.
forget. I
I
know
don't
he was
remember.
fighting ninjas and stuff and shit like that. But
Yeah,
and drug dealers and shit. But yeah, I don't know. That movie was amazing, but
But no, just
Yeah, I
like,
wouldn't. I don't know what route I would take, but I wouldn't want to do like a science experiment kind of thing because that's been done so much.
yeah,
And I wouldn't want to do another supernatural type thing. So I'd have to figure out, a
like
cool
some
way
way.
to, yeah.
You can always do the frozen ice route. It's been a while since we've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
But,
like definitely I would want to do something unique and
mhm.
that
Hell
you haven't
yeah.
seen a million times before.
Gotcha. I mean, like, you're doing a pretty good job at that. I haven't seen a Crackoon, a Cracula, or a T-Rexorcist until I seen your filmography. So you have a good track record so far.
I'm still waiting for like a crack dinosaur film. That would be funny.
Yeah, I'm
No,
kind
no.
of. I think I'm done with the crack stuff. I'm kind of
You're
had my
sitting
fill.
Cocaine Bears
He's
had run his
reformed.
course. We're done with
He's
that.
rehabilitated. He
Oh,
doesn't want any
yeah.
more crack.
Now he's just a killer raccoon. He's like, oh yeah, no, he should. He got off the smack.
Yeah, I just there's only so much. Like I don't want to just keep making the same kind of
Oh yeah,
thing. I like to do different.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
Different
keep
stuff.
it fresh.
Right. And Cracula is very different. I know they're both have crack in the name, but Cracula is a very different film from
Right.
Crackoon. It's the only similarity is the crack.
Yeah. Cracula is a thinking man's drug-fueled monster film.
Yeah, like Crackoon is like more nature run amok kind of thing, and
Kind
Dracula
of like
is
the old 70s animal.
like
wild-
Grizzly and Day of the Animals and
Prophecy.
Prophecy. That's a good example. I love that.
Yeah, I
movie.
love Prophecy. That movie's fucking great. Like,
Yeah,
speaking
that
of
bear
the thing,
monster looks so
oh,
cool.
that bear. I remember, like, I love it because for the most part, it's like a very serious, like, monster movie. But then there's that one part where the kid's hopping in a fucking sleeping bag and gets thrown into a fucking rock. Like, all right, it's played completely serious, and it's just the funniest fucking thing. But
Yeah,
no,
that's a
that was
fun
good
one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Not enough killer bear movies out there.
Nope.
It used to be, but that used to be the go-to for a while. Where
Yeah, that was the shark. Now everything's like
Yep.
killer shark movies, and
like we can
before
only
that, it was
use
killer bears.
bear stock footage so many times before it gets boring. Now we got to use shark stock footage.
True. Yeah.
Yep.
I've never made a shark movie. That's one I've never done either.
Hey, you know
So
what?
many of
That's
them.
something. That's something that a lot of indie horror directors can't say. So I say keep that going as long as possible.
Yeah,
And here I was about to
haven't
ask.
planned to.
I was about to ask. Hey, are you gonna?
Yeah.
You ever think about doing one then?
Yeah, I was sitting there. I'm like, no,
No,
let's
I
save
don't
that
want
for
to do
your
it.
last movie.
No
Yeah.
Amityville and Shark.
Don't want to do the Amityville Shark. Those are the two ones that is like, hey, that's how you know you're just kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel at that point.
Right.
Then there, no, do a barracuda, do an octopus, do something else from the water. Don't do a shark.
Yeah. Oh man, there was a movie, Killer Pike or something.
Killer Pike.
Yeah. What? Oh, it's so good. It's like from the '90s.
Oh, I have to look
It's
that up. I don't
insane.
think I haven't seen that one. That sounds awesome.
It's hard.
I love-
It's like really hard to find.
Is it Psycho Pike?
Psycho Pike. I think that's it.
It
Oh,
looks
man.
I remember, like,
amazing.
It like jumps out of the water and like bites people's throats out and stuff. And
That sounds perfect. I need to watch that.
Yeah,
I need to
it's-
find it.
Oh,
it's
hey,
amazing.
somebody
Yeah,
uploaded the
Psycho
whole
Pike,
thing
that's
on
it.
YouTube, so you can.
Oh, it's on you. Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
So you can actually watch it on YouTube. He made sure to say, "I do not own this." I'm sure the creators are not going to reply. That
it's
is.
like a low budget movie made in the '90s, and it's amazing.
Oh,
It's something that needs. It's Canadian, I think.
That's awesome.
There we go. We should do a sequel to Psycho Pike. Like, I'm sure no one's gonna say you can't do that. Kind of like when they made a sequel to The Killer Shrews, like 40 years after the fact.
Yeah, for real.
That's a fun one. The Killer Shrews, the like dogs running around with these like
Yeah,
monster
dogs and-
costumes. Yeah.
Yeah, just with mops, just walking around like and they don't really do anything. They just lick the actors or some shit. But yeah, no, like that's not a good. A Suitmation bear Japanese killer. There's another Japanese killer bear movie based on the actual killings from the early 1900s, where a bear like killed like 4 women and like kept coming back to a village, and they actually got like the military involved to try and kill it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they made a movie about that. Sonny Chiba, I think, directed the film. Fucking Goggo 13. Back in the day, I need to find that one, but yeah, no. Is there any more questions you want to ask, Diego?
No, I think we went through our whole list, and we went through pretty much everybody else's questions. So I think that's pretty much it. I think we got a good gist of like the development and idea behind T-Rexorcist, which is really cool because I'm really excited. I actually, I definitely want to, especially since you said that you're going to release this physically first. It's all the more of an incentive for me to just like, okay, I'm gonna order it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just absorb the entire movie in my thoughts.
Oh hell yeah, same here.
Really hoping people dig it. Like we had a lot of fun making it, and I just tried to make something that would please fans of dinosaur movies and possession, exorcism type movies, and just fun old school monster movies, and just kind of it's like Carnosaur meets Exorcist by way of trauma kind of thing. Like I don't know how to put it.
I think the audience you're aiming for are going to love it. If I'm being honest,
Yeah,
I think the audience.
So.
I think they're going to love it. Like the audience that likes this shit are going to be all about it. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks great. And
yeah,
honestly,
I think people will have fun with it, nothing else.
Oh yeah, and I can't wait to see what you do afterwards. So I have to check out the rest of your filmography too, so I can pump myself up for T-Rexorcist.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm not gonna lie, it does make me want to watch like Crackoona, so I might take some time to watch it. Also, if I've learned anything in this live stream, is that I really need to watch more sci-fi movies, like more low budget indie sci-fi horror movies, because I feel like a lot of the stuff that you guys were talking about sounded really cool, and I'm just like, damn, I gotta watch that. That sounds really cool. I kept saying that in my head, like I said it, I'm not even joking, like maybe 20-30 times.
It comes from a kid who just stayed in his room instead of going out and hanging out with friends, watching all this cheesy shit on his TV.
That's what I get for playing outside all those years.
Yeah, that's how you get for having friends.
I didn't have friends. I just played outside.
Yeah. I did a lot of playing outside, but during the weekends, there was USA on the USA Network. There was Commander USA that would play during the day, and he would like show these like great cheesy horror movies, and then USA Up All Night with Gilbert Gottfried and Linda Shear would play at night. So in between, riding my bike around and playing with the, neighborhood kids and stuff, I would make time for that kind of stuff.
Hell yeah. And also like Joe Bob Briggs and all of them. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's where, that was back when TV was worth having.
Yeah. You actually had to watch it. You couldn't just.
Yeah, you couldn't fast forward.
Yep. Do anything. You had to.
Had to learn patience.
Yeah.
Yep. Sit through the commercials.
Yep. But yeah, no. So yep.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, actually, one last question. I'm currently right now, because you did say something about wanting a fall release date, hopefully for T-Rexorcist. Currently, at this moment, where is it at in its development?
It's fully edited. All of the stop motion effects are completed. There are some pickups that I am actually shooting next weekend, and there's just some visual effects that need to be added, and then we have to do the opening and closing credits, and then the sound design is mostly even finished. We just have to have the movie scored by the composer. Mike Treblecock is going to do the music. He's amazing. I've worked with him on a few other movies, and he always does a phenomenal job. So I'm sure he'll come up with something really cool. for the score. But yeah, we're really close. We don't have
Nice.
much further to go, and it'll be ready.
Well, that's awesome. I already have places linked for where they can go look for more information regarding T-Rexorcist, but I don't. Has the crowdfunding for the movie, like has that already been finished at this point?
Yes and no. The initial campaign is I haven't been promoting it, but it is still live.
Okay,
So
go ahead and
if
promote it
anybody
here. I was gonna
wants
say,
to,
yeah.
yeah, like I just kind of haven't been pushing it because we did make our initial goal, but the more we make, the better the movie's going to be, the more we can do, and it'll honestly, the money will go towards the physical perks and things like that, like shipping and manufacturing of the Blu-rays and DVDs, all that kind of stuff, because I always use every penny I raise through the crowdfunders. I don't set aside money to cover shipping and taxes and all that stuff. I just cover that myself. But
Mm-hmm.
the more, like, I like to put every bit into the actual movie, so the more I can raise, that would help with those kind of things, and like film festival submissions, convention appearances, like if we go to like horror movie conventions to promote the movie, things like that. So any little bit extra we raise will be used for those kinds of things. But you can still like pre-order. We have limited signed copies of the movie that will be signed by the cast and crew, and will have different cover art than the
Nice.
regular edition.
What
So
platform
we'll have
is
that,
what platform is the campaign still live on? I don't know if you said that.
crowdfunder.
Oh, just okay. Gotcha.
It's
It's on my
yeah,
website too.
Okay, cool. So I would
yeah, I
say,
can
yeah,
shoot you the link.
yeah.
But yeah, it's like similar to like Indiegogo, Kickstarter. I wanted to work with a new platform this time, and they seem to be like a really cool company, and really good for indie film. So I decided to go with them this time, and it worked out pretty well. But yeah, it's crowdfunder. If you can Google T-Rexorcist finishing funds, and it should bring it right up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But yeah, we still are, multiple perks are still available for you to get if you're interested in supporting the movie, and any kind of help would be greatly appreciated. But even without supporting the campaign, just people, if they want to watch the movie once it's out, like I said, eventually it'll be on streaming, and just to watching the movie is a big help, just because the more people watch it, spread the word, that kind of thing. It's always a help.
yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I think that is probably a good way to end the stream. Then is that is shouting out that final crowdfunder platform. So I think with
Definitely.
that, unless there's anything else y'all need to say or want to say,
All I have to say is thank you, Brad, for joining us for this interview.
yeah,
It's been a
thank
lot
you,
of
man.
fun.
This was fun.
Definitely. I thank you guys for having me. It was great talking to you guys, and
Yeah, thanks
appreciate
for
the
telling us all about your
enthusiasm.
movie. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for it.
This
Awesome.
is like
I hope you guys
I'm
dig it
all.
when it comes out.
Oh, I'm sure I'm gonna love it.
Yeah. Absolutely. But okay, well, yeah, thank you everybody for watching the stream again. Thanks Brad for being a part of it, and yeah, I hope you all have a good night, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Later, y'all.